tall, even though the weight is crushing me. I will not stop until I'm there. Now the only thing that I regret after looking back Now the only thing that I regret after looking back is that I waited so long. But I know with all my beating heart, I'm on the right track. Wish I knew it all along. Heed the call, rise above it all. You must fly into the fire.
Welcome back, everyone, to Blade and Soul World Championship 2017. We are on the second half of our broadcast, and we've gotten through so many teams. Groups A and B were what we have seen. We already got our eliminations for the team that lost twice. First in their first round and on to the losers match. If they have lost those matches, they are already eliminated from the World Championship. So
unfortunately,
for 3 teams that are still in this, they will be heading off into the next few days to really make their worth and advance to the next rounds as we present them to you. But we will have Group C and Group D to present to you for Part 2. So we'll get the same format that you guys been aware of, but we'll be doing it for Group C and D, and you'll be seeing a lot more new teams right now.
Yeah, and soon you're going to see on the screen of which teams that are going to be playing in Group C and D, as just Joel mentioned. And you guys may be excited to see some of the teams. But before we see the teams, we'll see the timeline and the schedule of this World Championship of Blade and Soul 2017.
I mean, you see the 1400 marked off. That's the first of our long marathon of World Championship that we're about to finish in an entire week. So today being Wednesday, the 1400 schedule is now over. We're on to the second half of our broadcast. 1900, and we're going to do the same thing. For the open qualify, the group stages will last until Friday before we move on to the quarterfinals happening on Saturday. And the semifinals is also going to be happening on Sunday right after, and we'll take about a 4-day break. And when we return on Friday, we will have the grand finals.
Yes.
Show to you guys. So see the overview here. The participating teams, we have Republic of Korea and China, both having 3 seeds available in this World Championship. But we have JC Busan Red and Sky from China. Those 2 teams have already qualified to the quarterfinals. If you missed our earlier introduction of part 1 of today's broadcast, you know that these 2 teams have already made it to the quarterfinals. So see on the stages here, Group A and Group B, we've already played these teams out. We already have our first 2 eliminated teams from the tournament.
Yeah, and from Group A, Japanese team Basilisk time, and from Group B, we had
Vietnam's Chosen One.
Yes, those 2 are grayed out, as you just saw, and that means they are eliminated. And just for you guys to understand easily, we did this during season 1 and 2. It's called a double elimination. So the losers play the losers, and the loser of that match is eliminated. And now the winner of the losers will wait to play the loser of the winners. And decide the second place and the third place. So it's kind of confusing, but as it goes along, you guys will get used to it. And we now see the matchup of today.
As you say, with the schedule that will be happening, from the next few days, it's gonna get a little confusing just looking at the entire format. But as you stick with us for each day, we will explain to you each part of that day to make you better understand of how the tournament is going. But like I said, currently it's about that 4th place. That's the only teams that are knocked out for today. So we have 2. We're gonna get the other 2 for the ended part of today. And the Group C and Group D to show it to you guys.
Yeah, and we have events on, and unfortunately, it's not for any other servers but the Korean server. So Very sorry to say that, you know, the secret codes that come out, unless you have a character on an account in the Korean server, you cannot use it. So we'll just skip, you know, over this and just talk about, you know, Group C and D. We have some Russian teams, Thailand,
Yeah.
Thailand,
Yeah.
Korea, North America, and another Russian team, and an EU.
Yep.
China, and another Korean. So 2 Korea teams, 2 Russian teams.
So we haven't been introduced to any Korean team in part 1 of our broadcast, and we're finally getting to see GC Busan Blue along with IDEPS to see, you know, how they're gonna do against the other teams that have come abroad. But we have one of the surprises that we saw in part 1 was due to the Western teams. We thought, you know, Western teams getting the introduction to Blade and Soul a little bit later than what the Koreans and the other Asian regions have. We thought they might have a little bit of struggle here and there, but you know, disbelief on our thoughts, they still managed to win out both of the games. More notably with Guardian.
Yeah, Guardian.
Yes, Guardian picking out a win against
Newsong
Japanese
Fan
team.
Club.
Yeah, Newsong Fan Club. That was actually a huge win for these guys because that Japanese team was one of the stronger teams coming in. They were expected to take first place in the group, but ended up getting third instead. So we're going to go to these next matches, but really just hoping that these Western teams really put up a good fight for the rest of the tournament. But we're going to be introducing to you one of the teams facing off right now. It is RMB Gaming, and these are guys from Russia.
Yes.
See the names here, Artem Olgotsov and Alexei Golkovenko and Maxim Ivanov. They face off here, so they're going to be going up against one of the Thailand teams. They're the only representation from that region.
You said that very smoothly. I think you practiced the names.
Hey, you know,
the Russian names. That sounded pretty good.
I'm pretty fond of Russian.
All right.
I don't speak any. Speaking the names is not that difficult, but you have the Russian teams. But next time, we're going to introduce the Thailand team to you as well. See these 3 players.
There we go.
Represented here. They're the only players represented from Thailand.
Yep.
We have Propishan Pitaya, Sergei Popanum, and Kalsharon Akasit being represented here for Thailand. These guys are ready to really take on the world in this World Championship because they're the only representation, and we saw Vietnam also having their one team being represented, but did go out in 4th place. So they've already been eliminated, so no more representation from Vietnam, but Thailand, they do have their opportunity here. The first opponent being the Russians, they're not the Koreans, so they can have a little bit of ease, but really just wanting to get a victory right here will be huge for these guys.
Yeah, but you got to remember the Russian teams are pretty good too as well, because they didn't participate last year as a team or as a region, but we did have a Russian player come by and participate in the events, which means the Russians has started playing this game way before Thailand did.
Oh yeah, definitely, because
so
just looking at the chat, you know, generally when we do stream Blade and Soul to you guys, I see a lot of Russian fans really typing up on chat of their passion they have for Blade and Soul. So it's definitely a big event for some of the people over there in Russia to play Blade and Soul. So these 3 guys being represented here today, they're going to be looking for a win, and they really have the confidence that they might be really able to get that.
Yeah, and for the first matchup, as you guys just saw, we have a Summoner versus a Destroyer.
Wow.
Summoner from Russia, Destroyer from Thailand.
Summoner once again. We've seen so many Summoners. Is it the meta now? I mean, I tried asking the Korean players. They still don't think it's a meta. That's why Ninja Jump from GC Busan Blue is sticking with the Warlock instead of the Summoner. But this Summoner is trying to get a win here. First Russian side, RMB Gaming. Whether he can get a win, we have to see in Game 1. Coming right under your way. Let's get on. We finally begin Game 1 between RMB Gaming versus NEOS NS from Thailand.
Yep, and just remember, this is best out of 4, first team to reach 3 points, singles worth 1 point, tag worth 2 points, and also Thailand has not been playing this game for too long, and the fact that they are here competing with all these other regions that are probably stronger than them, you know, I want to commend them and tell them good luck.
Definitely significant enough that they have made it to this stage as the first team in the region to make it this far, and they're trying to have their hopes up to get that win here, and just securing a win in this stage already relieves them of being fourth placing knocked out in the first tournament. So just getting a win here would be huge for these guys, but pretty even going towards both sides for now.
Yep, it is pretty even, but okay. Knockdown, and the cat is on top of me. That is not a good
There's no
sign!
escape, and that is a summoner putting out immense damage after that stun without the escape available. So the Russian side, Atom Ogoltsov, really picking out the first win against Thailand.
Yeah.
It'll be the first win for these guys. 1-0 for RMB Gaming.
Yeah, good try though. The Destroyer actually was putting up a fight until that Gust and Persistence was out at the same time. Actually, the Gust was almost back.
Yeah.
It was like 4 to 5 seconds left.
Yeah, just about.
Right when that cat got on top of you, and when the cat gets on top of you, and regardless of how many seconds of, count or cooldown you have left, you're gonna get Rumble beat down. It doesn't matter if you're a Destroyer.
There you go. There's right here. So
Yeah.
7
So
seconds.
7 seconds.
Yeah.
It was longer.
Yeah.
So yeah, either way he was gonna die because if the cat's on top of you and you still have 7 seconds left for your Gust, then yeah, like we talked about, summoners can pull out crazy amounts of burst damage. So don't give them the chance.
As long as you don't give the opportunity, you can face against Summoner and find a lot of success. But once you don't have any escapes available and you go down on the ground like that, Cat will claw you all day and give you a lot of damage. Will eventually kill you, and that's what happened in Game 1. And RMB Gaming are currently 1-0 up against NS. So second game will be coming out, the second singles. I wonder who's gonna be coming out.
Yep, we'll see that right now.
It's going to be the Warlock of Alexei Golkovenko versus Kosharan Ekasid on the Blade Dancer.
Yep.
These guys will be facing off, but we haven't seen much Warlock versus Blade Dancer in day one today, so that's going to be an interesting matchup of how these guys play, because we still have to get to find out, what kind of play style these different teams have from the region, delivering that really has to take a lot more observation for us to find out what they're really about. But first game, it was a very quick finish for the Summoner. We haven't seen too much action to really determine what their playstyle is going to be, but second game, hopefully they'll give us a little bit more indication.
Yeah, and I'm also very excited to see Warlocks come out from other regions to see what kind of style they have, and the music has changed. We are ready for our second set. Let's get it on.
And here we go for the second match between RMB Gaming and NS. It's going to be Alexei Golkovenko on the Warlock versus Kosharan Ekasid on the Blade Dancer.
Let's see how this starts off. Familiar is okay. The familiar is in the back. There we go. Goes in with the aerial.
So much damage
Time
at the time distortion, even to get everything back.
That escape is out for the Blade Dancer. It's not looking good. One more.
Doesn't seem like a lot of damage has been done, but it's that loss of the escape that really matters. For the side of Thailand, and Golkovenko really doing good work.
Oh, the
Early
thrall
stage of
is
the game.
almost out. All right, the thrall is gone now. The Blade Dancer Phantom grips him right when the thrall is gone.
Okay, there's the first aerial. It's going to lead to a second aerial most likely. He does have the lightning draw available, which he's going to use. So already 60% damage being dealt already, but he's going to go for a little more than that.
Yeah, Sanctum is put down, and the Warlock still has his tab escape, and the thrall is back.
Kosharan Ekasid, he's doing pretty well against this Russian side, not showing much fear going forward.
They both have all of their escapes back. When will they use it?
I would say Golkovenko really wants to go for something here, but Ekasid doing everything he can. Does the Banner uses that to his advantage? That's
Body
a lot
swap.
of damage.
Yep, and the body swap is used on the
Oh,
Warlock side.
Alexei Golkovenko really cannot find any answers to this. Taking too much damage for his own good. 31 seconds still left on the cooldown of his tab escape, so he's gonna have to be careful. Ekasid looking for the finisher. Whether he will get it, he will get it with the last bit of shockwave. And that will be good enough to get the win. So Thailand back on even. NS 1-1 against R&B Gaming. So we're going to go to this tag match coming up to decide the winner of the series.
Yeah,
very close match.
Yeah, very well played. Even considering that, you know, like I mentioned over and over, Thailand didn't have this game.
Yep.
You know, it wasn't very long when they started practicing
Yep.
for this tournament. And, you know, Russia got this game way before they did. And,
Yep.
you know, Thailand getting 1 point, it just
That's
proves,
huge, yeah.
like, it just shows how much they practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good watching such a new region joining us, or you know, a lately joined region actually.
Right.
Say, you know, getting a point. It
Sure.
doesn't matter if they win or not. You know, just the fact that they got 1 or 2 points in this tournament with all these experienced players, that's what it matters.
And I should say that, Ning, I think they still have a way to win this entire series just by winning this next tag. If they can pull things together and find cooperation within the team to get out a win, that will be a good win for them, guys. At least relieving them of the opportunity of getting eliminated from this tournament. They will have advanced to the next round for sure. So getting to the first day will be important for any of these teams, and it's not excluding the Thailand team by whatsoever. The Vietnamese team, the only representation, could not get it done and did get eliminated in that first round, but the Russian team, R&B Gaming, looking a lot more serious now and heading to this game 3 because they know everything's at stake. Everything is even at 1-1 heading into the game 3 with a tag match that can decide it all. USNS really have to pull things together to get one more play done. Get a win here.
Let's hope that they have practiced a lot of tag as well, because, you know, singles, yeah, it's easier to practice because you're alone. You can just queue at home maybe, you know, by yourself. But tag, it's all about teamwork, when to interfere, when to tag, you know, when to not use your escape and ask for an interfere to save from your teammates, or tell your teammates not to come in so you can use your tab escape and save an interfere point. So it's all about teamwork and communication. Let's see how both of these teams have prepared for it.
And there are definitely a lot more dynamics when it's involved in tags, rather than just the simple communication that you would lack from singles. You have to implement that into your play when you are about to get those 2 points from a tag match. Both teams are very well aware of that, and they're trying to their best get a win here. Just a win here, get that 2 points, and it will be already 3 points in this best of 4. Will be good enough to win out the series, and the loser of this has to be under that lot of pressure. I think it's a loser's match, so both teams very aware of this situation, but we are going straight onto game 3 to decide whether R&B Gaming or USNS will be the one to go down into the losing match and who will be advancing to the next round. So let's get it on. Here we go. Last match to decide it all between these two teams.
Alrighty.
R&B Gaming sends out Alexei Golkovenko, Warlock, who didn't get a win in game 2 in his singles, but he's going to be against Kopashan Pitaya, side of Thailand.
Yep. And there's the Leech with the airborne.
Wow, so
Tons of damage.
Put it in! He has to tag out.
Oh, he didn't even stealth or tag, and he just got
my
knocked out in the
goodness.
first
15
seconds. And that was a very good offensive interfere by the summoner as well. And another aerial taking out what is going on? Is there a
Anything, I'm supposed to commentate here, but what am I supposed to say in
Is
this
there
kind of
a bug?
situation? I'm sure the producers will let us know if anything unusual is happening, but nothing is coming towards the headset right now. But first minute before it is done.
All right.
Yeah,
GG?
it's
GG's.
over, yeah. The producers aren't telling us
Yeah.
anything, and it is over, yeah. So, R&B Gaming didn't really need the other two teammates. Just got Alexei Golkovenko to win, right? But it does seem very, very unusual. Doesn't seem very normal, no matter how we say how the matchup is a little bit, against the Thailand, of course, because they had the game for a lot less, but probably didn't lead to anything like this. I'm sure we'll get a confirmation if anything is wrong, but it's like the music transition is telling us just R&B Gaming is a very...
Well, we'll have to see, because the victory sign didn't come up yet, and it seems like the Thailand team is talking to the ref through the translator.
Definitely.
So we'll have to see what happens. And just the fact that it's coming back to us.
Okay, so there
might
a problem.
be a problem.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to commentate that, and there's nothing to commentate for.
Yeah. Like when things like that happen, we can just let the game speak for itself.
It definitely spoke for itself.
Yeah.
First
That's
minute,
what happened.
before the first minute went off, the 3 players died out.
Like when the first guy died without escaping or tagging out, I kind of got excited because I just thought
that was an error.
Yeah, like maybe he's just miscalculating something and then he ended up dying. And then when the second player from Thailand did the same thing, had to escape and didn't tag out, I was like, okay, so
something must be wrong.
Yeah, and just let the game speak for itself.
I mean, like I said earlier to you, ending in the part 1, sometimes even I, as a very a noobish Blade and Soul player that I like to call myself, I know when to tag out when I have very low health. I don't care about anything. I'm just gonna fat finger that. Yeah, just spam that tag button and just get out. I think the players would know that very well. Also, so I probably wasn't an intentional mistake on their part, and I think there is something that we're gonna sort out and hopefully provide you with a little bit of solution as to what's gonna happen after that play.
Yeah, and I kind of feel bad for me during that first death. I was thinking in my head, is this the skill level of the Thailand players? But yeah, if it was a technical difficulty, I am so sorry. I underestimated you guys. But just the fact that not escaping and not tagging out and not knowing that there was some difficulty, I thought what am I seeing?
Or just Russia's godly. That's one of those two things.
Oh, it was a good offensive interference during the airborne because during the airborne you can't escape or tag out, so they try to burst out as much damage as they can when he was in the air. But still, I was like, is this the skill level of Thailand? But now we know that it wasn't, and there was something wrong with their computer. So
thank goodness.
Let's hope we get it fixed and get that rematch underway.
Just for the current situation, we're right above the Thailand their desk, so we can't really see what they're going on. We only can see the Russian side of things. So not much update from our producer yet. By the way, just a new producer, just another update. We're hearing a male voice instead of a female voice. Cringing a little over there, but it's all right. There can be better things to come.
Are you sure?
If he just gives us a little more updates, that'll be perfect.
Actually, yeah. Well, it's the style of different producers.
Sure.
What can we say?
Sure.
But we gotta cover it with our,
with our majestic conversation about everything Blade and Soul. So, we're going on to these players, and you see the screen. The Thailand players, they're really looking up to this new SNS. They were the first place teams from Thailand. That's how they made it up to this World Championship, and they're finally here. And probably this is not how they want to end out their World Championship debut in this fashion. So
you don't. And since while we're waiting and that secret code is out, just make sure that you don't copy paste that. Don't have a hard time trying to remember what that is, because it does not work on any other server but the Korean server.
And don't blame us if it doesn't work. We already told you.
Yeah.
It only works on the Korean server. So just delete everything on your NA and EU server and create a level 1 account on the Korean server and type that thing. And you'll be fine.
No, they're going to have lag. They're going to have the super delay. And
the 180 ping.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, that's too much. And, as we saw in the first half, we saw was it the Japanese assassin, or was it the Taiwan assassin, where I think it was a Japanese assassin, where he missed the tech chase because I could tell that it was a ping difference where he procced it.
It was the Japanese,
he procced it a little early, thinking he was calculating the delay that he usually has, so he procs it. So when the back roll happens, it procs maybe point something seconds later, but here, when he procced it procced right away, even before the back roll happened. So he missed the tech chase, and he actually, if he landed that landmine, it just staying in my head, because it was, I feel so bad for him, because he knew, the tactic, and he knew what he had to do. It's just he wasn't used to the low latency. So
I mean, it's very similar to me. When I try playing video games at home, I kind of get used to my own home latency. Then I come to the OGN studio and I go to the 17th floor. By the way, a beautiful PC cafe they have over up there, and so highly respect that I never played a video game on that high caliber PC before, and I played it. It's a whole new world, and sometimes do things that I probably shouldn't have because I'm so used to my home PC. I think it's a little bit similar to that, but
Do things that you shouldn't be doing? What?
whatever, you know, it doesn't. It's not the same environment. That's the point I want to make because like these players really want to do things
Yeah.
that they don't want to do.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. But anyways, yeah, just the fact that, you know, our faces are still on the screen, it means, you know, they are fixing something. I'm pretty sure they're going to restart something with the computers
Yeah.
or maybe even the client. I'm not sure. Usually we get the voices in our headsets telling us,
voice
you know,
whatsoever.
what kind of problem it may be or what it is. But today, you know, we're on our own.
We literally are the producers. We have to act like everything is working together, but we can reassure you that everything is going under maintenance and things are going to be fixed sooner or later. And so, I think you see on the loading screen here that it's slowly loading back into the game, so we might be able to fix our problems sooner or later.
Yeah, and I apologize and bear with us because this is the last deciders match because it's
very
1-1, so it is very important. It's, you know, let them set up the way they want it to be and let all the difficulties, you know, be gone. So, you know, I know the waiting is kind of, you know, hearing us talk about, you know, stuff
that we're not supposed to do.
Music is back.
But we are going to do what we're supposed to do and get on to Game 3.
Yes.
The all-important match between RB Gaming and USNS will decide the match. So let's get the match underway. Let's get on. So the lesson of the day is do things that you're supposed to do and not supposed to do. So we're on to R&B Gaming, who is sending out Alexei Golkovenko once again in the same Prompisham Taya side of USNS, and he's starting us off. Alexei Golkovenko starting us off strong.
The iron plating comes in from Destroyer, saving the assassin from taking too much damage.
It's a lot of action already from the side of both teams, really trying to go for the offensive rush.
Yeah, but Russia forcing Thailand to use an interfere already is looking good for the Russian side. And another aerial!
A lot of damage from Golkovenko. Prompisham.
Yep, and a second interfere from Thailand side.
Taya really looking for an answer here towards Golkovenko, but not coming through it yet.
Alright, another tag is used. Alright, Russia right now is putting Thailand in the corner, forcing them to use all of their resources very fast.
Mr. Popanu coming in the side of USNS. Trying to look for an answer against this Warlock where Prompisham Taya could not do so. The interfere does come in. Don't know what that was for, really.
Seems like an offensive interfere that they wanted to do, but yeah, that was kind of like a waste, and a reactionary staggered interfere came in from Thailand, also not doing anything too much.
Literal questionable of why that interfere was used in the first place, but Golkovenko is still very comfortable, and Lacey gets into the stun. Is he gonna get out of it with a tap escape? Trying to use the defensive interfere to save his tap escape, which he does now, and that's gonna be enough damage coming with that offensive interfere.
The Helix and the Rumblebee combo from the Warlock and the Summoner.
When you have the Warlock and the Summoner doing double damage in a free situation, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that is not looking good.
That's the Destroyer, very much a stable part of the composition. Gone already.
Deleted.
For the side of USNS. And the lightning draw does come through. Trying to put in the damage. Exit doing a pretty good job. Into the second aerial. We'll have the interfere if he chooses to use it. Does go for the tag. The chase does happen right away as soon as it comes in.
An offensive interfere!
Another Summoner!
one!
And that Summoner really doing what? He doesn't even need to be out on the field. He just needs to keep using that interfere, and that'll be good enough. And an instant finish right away.
With the Dragon Tongue and the Flash.
This time it is real, and USNS
it is real.
Will be out of the tournament. That's the. I mean, they'll go to the losers match. They'll go to the loser match, but they will be out of this series for now.
Yep.
So they're gonna be very unhappy with this situation. RB Gaming doing very good of winning the first round matchup. They'll be advancing to the next round. Seems like there was a little bit of disagreement between the players, as we can see on the expression, but nonetheless, USNS, the only representation from Thailand, having one last chance to stay in the tournament. That will be the losers match in 2 more games to come. In the end, the winner does go to RB Gaming from Russia.
Yeah, and I hope you know, Thailand team. We all know instance, I told you that they haven't been playing this game for so long, and they are less experienced. But I just hope that they don't give up hope and stay together and talk about how they will play better for the next match, so they don't get knocked out. And here we go. Yeah, this is the first set of combos from the Warlock and the Summoner coming right up.
So strong because we know the Warlock has immense damage potential, but Summoner even has more.
Yeah. And when they're both out there and you're in the air, unable to escape or tag, you're basically done. That's when you need the Destroyer to come in and do your, iron plating for you guys.
But the Destroyer was gone before he could do anything, so
Yep.
definitely a loss over to Neos NS. The first winner of part 2 of our broadcast does go over to RMB Gaming from Russia. We're going to be back after a short break. Going to finally see the Korean teams with IDEPS and the NA representation, the first seed from that region, which is Hurricane. They're going to be facing off in match 2, heading right up. So we're going to go to a short break. We'll be back right afterwards, so stay tuned.
Your life.
입으로 배우는 물소 오성규
이재성
이뿔소 마치 티 나죠? 그렇죠. 자 3화로 다시 돌아왔습니다. 반갑습니다. 대표 선수 이제 한 분을 모셨습니다.
그렇죠. 여러 링검사
네.
선수가 있지만
그렇죠.
이 선수는 갈아타긴 했지만
네네네네. 링검사의 희망, 링검사의 최강, 링검사이자 권혁우인 그 남자 권혁우 모셔보겠습니다. 예. 자 반갑습니다. 자 일단 본인
반갑습니다.
소개 간단하게 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 2015년 그 시즌 2에서 링검사로 우승을 한 권혁우라고 합니다.
아 반갑습니다. 자 오늘 여러 가지 링검사에 대해서 좀 알려주실 텐데
그
링검사
오연배기를 통해서 이제 공중 콤보 후에 번개배기 이제 발도 내연성 콤보를
좋아요.
먼저 보여드리도록 할게요.
사실 되게 쉬운 거죠 이거는. 올려주고 훅 올린 다음에 짝. 타이.
보여드릴게요.
네.
방금도 보여준 거예요?
말로 안 하겠습니다.
아니
아니요 말은 하셔야 되고요.
말은 해야 되고
말은 해. 이제를 하지 말고 말은 해야 돼요.
여기 나와서 말을 안 하면 어떡합니까?
큰일 납니다.
아 이거 다시 빨리 보여드릴게요.
네, 다시
알겠습니다.
빨리 부탁드릴게요.
아 뭐야?
잠깐 보여주시죠.
들어가볼까요? 탁 훅 올려주고
정확하게
떨어지면?
번개배기를 딱 쳐주고 내겨.
뒤에는 뭐 클릭만 하면 되는 거니까요.
자 이게
아 이게 아니에요. 이게 또 포인트가 있죠.
아 이것도 따닥따닥이 있습니까?
아 이건 따닥따닥이 아니고
네.
이제 다들 이제 따닥따닥이라고들 하시는데
저도 그렇게 그런 느낌이에요. 제가 할
이제
때도.
여기서 포인트는
네.
이제 F는 계속 누르고 있는 거예요. 그러면은
누르고 있는다고요?
발도 내연성이 알아서 나갑니다.
그렇죠. 이게 어떻게 보면 굉장히 꿀팁인데
선입력 같은 느낌으로.
그렇죠. 다른 캐릭터와 다르게 이제 링검사 같은 경우에 모션 캔슬을 F를 누르고 있어도
네.
발도만 정확한 타이밍에 톡톡 쳐주면 내연섬은 알아서 자동으로 나갑니다. 그러니까 횟수만 정확히 알고 모션을 보면서 발도만 쳐주면 되는 거죠.
나는 이렇게 있는데.
그렇죠. 그렇게 하면 근데 좀 약간 삑사리가 나갈 수 있는 그런 여지가 많은데 F를 누르고
F를
있는
누르고 있는
상태에서
상태에서.
발도만 마우스로 좌클릭을 한 번씩 눌러주면 굉장히 부드럽게 애니메이션이 이제 나간다는 점. 꿀팁이죠 이거 어떻게 보면.
솔직히 전 처음 알았습니다. 솔직히. 자, 오석윤
이재성 권혁우
이빨스였습니다. 안녕히 계십시오.
Welcome back, everyone, to 2017 Blade and Soul World Championship.
Yep.
Almost done with our day, but we're gonna go on to Group D now. It's gonna be the few matches that we have not played yet, but so many teams that we're trying to really figure out. But finally, we're gonna get the Korean teams for the first time ever. Gonna be going up against
Finally.
Hurricane of NA. But right now, as it stands, both NA and EU, they have more wins than the Korean teams.
Yeah. And you know who knows? This time around, IDAS versus a Hurricane. Hurricane might take the win.
Hey,
You never
one
know.
win for
Yeah.
NA, one win
You
for
never know.
EU, 0 wins for Korea right now.
Yeah, because they haven't played yet.
That's
But-
why they're better. That's why they're better.
All right.
NA, EU, better in Korea,
All right.
confirmed.
All right. We'll have to see about what happens in this round, and we are still currently in Group C, the second half.
Yep.
So as I told you guys, it is double elimination. So the fourth place today is knocked out,
Yeah.
and the third place, not really a third place, will wait to go up against the loser of the winning match, but that will not be today. That will probably be tomorrow or the day after. So today we only will find out who is knocked out of each group.
Yeah, that's all you need to worry
Yep.
about for today. You'll have the fourth place team coming out from each group. We saw Group A and B getting their fourth place a little bit down. And we're also getting the Group C. Sooner or later, they're going to be going up against the Thailand team, Neo NSES. So they're going to be coming up, and they're going to be facing one of these opponents here. It's going to be either IDEPS or Hurricane
Yeah.
as their opponents in the loser match, but it's probably one of the tougher opponents, whoever it may be. So
Yeah. That is very unfortunate.
feels bad, man, for the Thailand team.
Yeah, it really does. Regardless of, like you said, Joel, regardless of who
Whether it's
it be,
IDEPS or Hurricane, yeah.
that is just pain. That is very painful. Just thinking about, all right, let's see who we're gonna verse. It's either IDEPS or Hurricane. Yeah, I'll probably go AF. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, the next matchup is gonna be very interesting because Hurricane did make it up as the first place seed from NA,
Yep.
and IDEPS is the third place seed from Korea. So
But yeah.
we'll see how this plays out to see, NA versus Korea.
But you have to remember ending of how IDEPS really made it through as the third seed. They had to be coup d'etat in the grand finals of the wild cards back a few days ago. They had to do that to make it as a third seed. So a third seed, you say, but a very, very strong third seed, I would say.
Oh,
IDEPS
yeah.
has been on form in very recent forms. The recent struggles of IDEPS has been about their inconsistency within their players not performing at the same level all
Yeah.
the time. But very recently, starting with the Korea finals all the way leading up to the wild cards a few days ago, they've probably been the most consistent IDEPS we have seen. So whether they can really just extend that consistency and move it over to the World Championship, that's what we're going to be finding out.
Yeah, and IDEPS is the team that knocked off Shin Kyung Kim from coming to Worlds.
That's
so
true.
This is Worlds without Shin Kyung Kim. It's kind of awkward not calling out his name, not calling out the team coup d'etat out, but
True.
it's reality, and we are here right now setting up for IDEPS and Hurricane right now.
First Korean team we're going to be seeing the Worlds
Yeah.
2017 is IDEPS. You'll get a peek of the GC Busan Blue later on today. But for right now, IDEPS, very excited to see these guys once again. But all in all, just getting ready to face off against Hurricane. Taking a long while.
Yeah, it
Finally,
does.
we get to the music. I
Uh-huh.
feel like I was
The
talking
team
a little bit
introduction.
longer
Than
than
usual.
usual. Here they are, IDEPS.
Okay.
If you've been following us on our specific cast of what we've been casting throughout the 2017 Blade and Soul Korea, you guys are very well aware. Even Sound Kim is so aware that he's yawning in front of the camera. But very excited to be here nonetheless. Sound Kim, the assassin, he only plays assassin, and the consistency has been the issue for this guy, but he has found some answers in recent time. Jung Yoon, the master god of the Force Master.
I don't even know why he has that Warlock class.
He's never gonna play it, nor is he ever gonna need it. He's gonna be on that Force Master, dominating time after time, and wants to do that again. Dougie Kang, even he probably was the lesser in terms of skills compared to those three players, but recently he's just been playing very well, specifically in the wildcard. He's been churning up, really doing well for IDEPS, and found so many success in the recent times. But they are up against the top seed coming in from North America. It is Hurricane. We'll be introducing to you guys very shortly.
Very familiar faces for those of you who are watching from NA.
The names may not be as familiar. You guys are used to their in-game names. Johnny Xiao, Shi Hao Lin is going to be your player. Yeah, Virus, he's going to be playing the assassin. We have Young Lee also. He's going to be playing the Warlock. His name is Ias. We also have Sunshower, Peter Callahan, coming in with the Blade Dancer. So these guys definitely ready and definitely ready to take on the world. They believe they have a fair chance coming into the World Championship. They were dominating in North America, and they really haven't stepped back ever since. They're up against one of the tougher opponents available in World Championship 2017. They're up against IDEPS, and really a tough first win is needed for these guys.
and I did hear some sneak previews about how the NA and EU teams have been practicing when they got to Korea, and in this short amount of time, and you know, some coaching and some communicating, they have improved a lot. And look at this first matchup.
God, what a firecracker to start us off.
Wow.
Jungwoo Yoon on the Force Master is going to be up against
Wow.
Yis on the Warlock. Very interesting first match because Yis has been very consistent for, you know, what he has done in NA,
Yep.
and that Warlock damage that he's been outputting has been on a tremendous level. So whether he can do that against the best Force Master, and that is bar none talking about. And I have not seen a Force Master better than Jungwoo Yoon at the moment, and this guy is going to be a mountain to overcome. We got to get the first win here.
I'm so excited.
Very
right now.
exciting because
Oh,
we were
jeez.
always under the question of, you know, how the Korean teams will fare against these Western teams, because Western teams, they're very new to the scene, and we're going to see how they actually do. First game between Jungwoo Yoon and Yis is going to be coming up within game 1, the first singles of this series between IDEPS and Hurricane, coming right on your way. Let's get it on. There you go. First match.
Alright.
Very exciting as we get Jungwoo Yoon first glimpse of Korea in Worlds 2017. He's going to be up against Hyun Lee. Seems to be another of a Korean descent.
Yep.
Playing for Hurricane
Ooh.
for the North American side now.
The Tether Blade forcing Jungwoo Yoon to use his tab escape already.
Initial threat coming in from Yis.
Oh, he's
boy.
going for the familiar.
This is very unusual because we usually like to see Jungwoo Yoon go for the players right away. He does not go for the familiar and the helpers. He's a little bit startled. Coming for that right
close.
away. Yeah, very close. Right away, but heals right back
Thrall
up.
is healing him.
Thrall can't.
Yes.
He can't help but to heal Jungwoo Yoon.
Distortion
Full
is
health.
3 seconds until Jungwoo Yoon gets his second win back.
Yeah.
And the Tether Blade lands, forcing him to use his tab escape right away.
Again. Jungwoo Yoon under a little bit of pressure now.
Oh, don't have the wall
bang.
behind you.
The only thing you should study when you're playing against Jungwoo Yoon is the wall bang. And if you just get out of the way, that's 80% of damage that you're really avoiding from this guy. Hyun Lee, yes, cannot really avoid the wall bang for the time being. He has to switch his position. Get out of there.
Oh, the Inferno.
Meteor is coming down. There's no way for him to escape that. Still saves the second win for now, and the tab escape is available for Yis, but another series of wall bang is going to be coming through. Will this be the end of Yis? And that will be the win. Victory for Jungwoo Yoon and the first win. He's very disappointed in the way he expresses himself in that expression, but nonetheless, he is very happy with the win. And game 1 does go over the items.
Yeah, and Hyun just seems like, what just happened?
Yeah, man.
Because he did have his tab escape, but the wall bang is not going to let you do that. And like I said, get away from the wall.
That's it.
Just get away from the wall.
I mean, Jungwoo Yoon, I mean, it's easier said than done, obviously, but
Yeah, obviously.
very easy. Just avoid the wall bang, and if you're playing tag against it, just kill Jungwoo Yoon first, and your team will win. It's a very easy mathematical solution, but easier said than done.
Yeah,
It's
but you know,
so
I
hard to do.
gotta give props to Yiz, because he did create some opportunities for himself, forcing Jungwoo Yoon to use his second win back to back.
That's true.
Right after another. It's just that, unfortunately, after using the Tether Blade to take out the second win, he could not continue on. So that's why Jungwoo Yoon took advantage of that and, you know, put Yiz on the back of the wall and just wallbang them.
That was North America's first taste of the Korean medicine. Jungwoo Yoon, probably the sickest of medicine of all.
Yeah.
A very tough opponent that he had to face up for the first impression of Korean player on the real tournament. I'm sure they have scrimmed against them many times and got an idea of what they were going to bring, but the actual offline tournament really happening, and that's the real difference maker here. Look at the second match, who's going to make it start. Virus is going to be the second match up. It's going to be an Assassin Mirror match because Sound Kim is going to be back up on the Assassin as well. So it's going to be Virus versus Sound Kim. And for game 2. Now, we always talk about Sound Kim. Consistency is that staple word that's really clamped onto this guy, but how well he plays is going to be determined by that consistency that
Yeah.
we're talking about. And
You never know.
it's now gaming. You never know what to expect from him. You can really expect a really great online god Silent Kim, bringing it off to the online
Yeah.
stage, or you
Offline
can just find an extreme noobish
Yeah.
Silent Kim that
Yeah.
really just tears to pieces
Yeah.
and really just trembles at his feet. So Virus gonna get a taste of that. So game 2 will come right underway as we move on to second match between IDIPS and Hurricane. See who picks up that next single point. Match underway. Let's get it on. Here we go, match 2 between IDIPS, representative of Republic of Korea, and Hurricane, representing North America. Gonna have Virus on the assassin, go up against a Korean assassin of Silent Kim.
We'll see how they feel today. Oh, Silent Kim using his stealth first.
Yeah, there we go. It's
Oh,
very
body swap.
similar to how this game 1 started it with Yes and Jung Yoon, but Silent Kim going for an initiate now. Put a little damage. Virus still saves his escape. He knows how valuable that is.
There we
Now
go.
he has to use it. Now he's out of the tap
Oh,
escape.
Virus used both his escapes first. It is
Okay.
not looking good. Do not get CC'd by Silent Kim now.
Silent Kim will kill you in an instant, quite literally.
Oh, there we go. It's
Maybe
happening.
the beginning of it
It is
all,
done.
and Virus will be knocked off in an instant as soon as he loses
Yes.
at both escapes. Those
Yeah.
escape was the last resort he had to use in order to escape the initial stun. So, Silent Kim, good day, bad day, I don't know, but it was
Yeah.
good enough to finish him off.
Yep, good enough to finish him off. We do not know yet. We will find out actually during tag to see if all these players, all 6 players, how they're feeling today. Just because you lost singles, it is not a big deal. Like we saw before when Guardian lost 2 singles and they came back with the tag and the 4th singles. So don't give up hope and just keep your calm.
There you go, Silent Kim. He was really sizing him for most of the part. He did have to use the stealth right away since
Yeah.
his escape was used, but he had the Lotus Escape available while he was toying around with Virus, but Virus really getting knocked out into that stun multiple occasions, and that was good enough for him to use all of escape, leaving him helplessly as he took the initial strike and the ending strike to finish him off.
Yeah, and it just seems like, you guys can see on the screen, they are kind of, talking about some, I don't know.
Just make sure everything is straight, yeah?
Yeah, they're making sure everything is straight. The Korean team IDEPS is just waiting because they are used to, all the settings. So I'm pretty sure they just get their stuff done fast because I'm pretty sure they know how to do it themselves.
Sure, yeah.
Because they've been here so many times.
Yep.
So,
And right now, just IDEPS, the Korean team, first appearance for these guys in the Worlds 2017. They're currently up 2-0 at the moment. Winning this next tag will get them 2 more points to secure a 4-0 sweep. Unless Hurricane can pick it back up and get 2 points of their own. Going into game 4, this is exactly what they'll be hoping for. See the Hurricane really keeping with the same classes that we're being very accustomed to. Fires with the Assassin. And Sun Shower is going to be still on that Blade Dancer like we always used to see him. He is on that Warlock.
Yep, the only difference we see is the Warlock and the Force Master. We'll see which side will take the advantage or have the benefit of having either Force Master or Warlock.
And the truth of that matter is that IDEPS has seen Duggan Kang really go on that Blade Dancer recently more than the KFM that he's very accustomed to, but it's all about the team composition that he's contributing to, and it's really being successful in recent times. Whether they can extend that over to Worlds is going to be one of the few questions that's been answered here. There you go, see Duggan Kang on the screen. He's going to be being tested throughout multiple matches throughout this tournament. See whether he can stick to that Blade Dancer and help his teammate out to the victory of what they want for IDEPS.
Yep, and don't forget you have Jung Yoon, the crazy interferer who freezes. People might think, one crazy aerial from Yis and offensive interfere might get 1 kill, but Jung Yoon can always come in and save you, so that interfere is going to get cut off one way or another.
We're going to go on to game 3 to see whether IDEPS can close it out with a clean sweep 4-0, or whether Hurricane will be brave enough to pick up 2 points to get it back to even. We're going to go to game 3. Let's get it on. Sound Kim will be the first one out for IDEPS as they face off in this match 3 against North America's Hurricane. We're gonna have Yiz on the Warlock. Be the first man out to play.
Let's see how this early game will play out. There we go. They are very close. Oh, the flower is put down.
The flower's put down. There's so much action being played
So
here.
much action. That
Flower.
flower. Man, jeez. Familiar and the bombard out of nowhere. But the
Sanctum
aerial.
into the aerial, taking a
All
lot
right.
of damage already from that shackles. Gonna go for a
All
little
right.
bit additional damage, but Sound Kim tries to go for the counter attack onto Yiz.
Yep, the time distortion is used. All right, not bad right now. Not a bad trade on the Hurricane side.
Okay, so Yiz seems to have figured out how to handle the situation. Sound Kim really looks for an angle here. He can go for the initiate, but he has to be a little bit careful. He is definitely down a little bit of health, so a bit of caution is need to be taken.
The bombard's not landing.
The
but
landmine does connect,
lands.
yeah. The bombard onto the totem here. It's gonna be a lot of damage. Defensive interfere coming in a little bit late.
He's just throwing bombs.
Yeah, no, I think that should have came a little bit earlier. The Blade Dancer,
Yeah.
Duggan Can coming in for the second aerial. The lightning draw does come in. It's gonna be
Back roll
another
change.
strike onto the assassin. Virus, as soon as he comes in, he takes so much damage. Can't really counter back attack to it. Uses a decoy. Really nothing coming from it.
Woo!
Kim taking damage from Virus.
Mine toss.
Good enough to tag out and bring out Jung Yoon to the field.
Yeah, Jung Yoon using his tab escape right when he comes in.
Yeah.
But it's okay for Jung Yoon. He has a lot of freezes. There we go. He's gonna buy some time.
We're gonna see Sun Shower for the first time. Peter Callahan be the first one out. In this appearance in the World 2017, I'm sure he's feeling the jitters. Wanting to play the World 2017, he finally gets to, but he's
Oh,
against
no.
one of the tougher opponents, Jung Yoon. Gonna
offensive
bring out
interfere.
the offensive interfere from Sound
Ooh,
Kim.
double knockdown.
Knocks him out, so very good of Sun Shower to do that.
Yep.
Really negating anything that
That
Sound
was-
Kim was truly trying to bring out.
Yep, very well played by the Blade Dancer. And he is escaping using the backstep escape, Jung Yoon.
Very frustrating when you freeze
Yeah.
yourself like that. Any kind of attack is negated. That happens.
Oh no, there is a
The
wall.
wallbang is beginning now. They realize
defensive
the
interfere.
dangers of that situation.
Yeah.
Brings out Virus for that defensive interfere.
Ooh! Cuts off that Frost Burst.
Okay, brings it into the air. Got another second arrow gonna be
Woo!
coming. So much interfere being used by the side of Hurricane. They know the importance of not getting damaged down. Oh, but a lightning draw coming in on the side of Peter Callahan. On the Sun Shower. It's doing very good.
20 seconds until Jung Yoon gets his cat back. And another
Hey,
wall.
Sound Kim! So much damage coming from the interfere. Will it be good enough to wall back to finish him off? And that's gonna be the first man out. Sun Shower is down immediately. And now it's gonna be Virus out on the play. Just right
This,
now.
oh gosh, this is how you create opportunities, and Jung Yoon is showing us exactly how it should be done.
Pushes him to the back of the wall with Sound Kim coming for that interfere to do an additional damage with that wall bang.
Now Duggan wants a
So
piece.
much.
Duggan
Duggan
Can comes in, he's like, I want a piece.
Can wants a piece of this action. He's going for it now. Hyun. Lee does come in. He is going to be one to try to save his
Wow.
teammate.
Jung Yoon
Virus.
comes in.
Virus barely survives that occasion. Now he is going to be back out with the Warlock. The familiar is out. Jung Yoon
This
comes
was
back out.
exactly what I was talking about. When Duggan Can got shackled, Jung Yoon just comes in and freezes him.
Nothing to do there.
Oh, but this time around, Jung Yoon is from
Offensive
in the
interfere
air.
coming out. It's going to be sudden death coming for Virus. And Jung Yoon was getting attacked from that offensive interfere, but really counters back. Just enough damage to kill off Virus in the end. Suddenly, Hurricane is down
Alright,
2
tab
man.
escape. The tether blade lands and forces Jung Yoon to use his tab escape.
Now Jung Yoon has 2 tag points, which he can choose to use any time, and there you go. Choose to use that one of them, and Sound Kim is back out onto the field trying to finish off Yiz. It is a 1v3 situation for Yiz, and
So much movement.
Sound Kim really
Yeah.
making it tricky for this guy.
There we go.
There's
Bombard.
nothing for Yiz can do with that Warlock. Familiar is back out now, but Kim trying to make this work. The Bombard
Oh,
coming out
he's
the stun.
stunned.
It's gonna be coming up. It might be enough damage, but that
Defensive
interfere. Yeah, defensive interfere coming from the Blade Dancer. Duggan
Lightning
Can is gonna be good enough
draw!
to finish him up, but it might be the end of Yiz anytime soon now. Jung Yoon looks to the finishing blow.
Oh.
And a casual tag in for the auto attack finish was good enough for Jung Yoon and the rest of IDES to pick out a 4-0 sweep
Yep.
against North America's Hurricane.
Yeah, to be honest, IDEFS was a very hard opponent to face.
Very much, yeah.
For any team, not
Oh,
just,
no.
it doesn't matter which team it is.
Sure.
Even the Korean teams, like Kudeta having Shingyun Kim and Hyung
They
Kwan,
can't beat them.
they lost to IDEFS.
Yeah.
So IDEFS is actually one of the stronger teams in Korea, even though they made it up here as third place.
I mean, third seed is very misleading in
Yeah,
the number that
it
it indicates, because none of these other regions except China, they don't have a third seed.
Yeah.
So they think that third seed is probably the weakest of Korea.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, but it just means that GC Busan Blue and GC Busan Red are above those guys. That doesn't make it bad.
Yeah.
IDEFS is one of the most talented teams in 2017 with the consistency they've been showing recently. Have been really fruitful for many of the matches they've been playing, and showing once again, Sound Kim, once again, the man of consistency, shows once again that he's keeping his form in check. Good enough to pull his team to a victory, and Jung Yun once again, everything that he usually does on the Force Master defensively and offensively. He can get everything done for these guys, and so much work being done.
Yeah, and this is why Yiz had a hard time doing some damage outputs, because of Jung Yun's Force Master.
Right.
Every time he tries to do something, Jung Yun comes in and freezes his teammate.
And the conclusion of the matter is that IDES, the side from Korea, gets their first win for the Korean team, and wins and goes to the winners match that we'll be playing in the next few days to come. Otherwise, Hurricane will be up against the Thailand team to keep their hopes alive in this World 2017. They have to win out that one to stay in the tournament. We'll see what happens to those guys as we come back from this break. We will move on to Game 3, which will be the losers match of Group C. See who gets the win there and who will be the first eliminated team from Group C. So we'll be going to a short break, guys. So stay tuned, have a little break, and we'll be right back.
전 세계 최정상 선수들의 우열을 가리기 힘든 공방전 블레이드 앤 소울 토너먼트 2017 월드 챔피언십 결승까지 쉴 틈 없이 진행되는 각 나라 대표 선수들의 자존심 대결 왕좌에 오르기 위한 멈출 수 없는 추격이 시작된다. 블레이드 앤 소울 토너먼트 2017 월드 챔피언십.
여러분 반갑습니다. 오성현,
이재성,
이불소 반갑습니다. 예, 쿠데타 김신겸입니다.
들어오라고.
들어오라고 거기서 박수만 치고 있지 말고.
안녕하세요. 쿠데타 팀의 팀장을 맡고 있는 김신겸이라고 합니다.
아유 반갑습니다.
반갑습니다. 김신겸 선수가 더 선호하는 스타일은 어떤 스타일이죠?
이제 암살전 빼고는 제외하고 다 냉기트리를
그러니까 암살전 같은 경우에는 파동격을
네.
쓰기 위해
은신을
레드
풀기
트리를
위해.
사용하는 거고 대부분의 이제 트리는 냉기를 사용을 한다.
내공 집중을 쓰고 한기 폭풍을 사용하면 왼쪽 위에 보시면 공상이 중첩이 됩니다. 이게
네.
삼중첩이 되면 결빙이란 이제 결빙이 되거든요.
네.
근데 이거를 이제 2초 동안 삼중첩을 만들 수가 있어요.
그렇죠.
보시면 빡인데 빡의 그 틈 있죠.
잠깐 이거 이거
최성진 냄새가 또 나기 시작하는데
그게
지금.
아니라
그때 본 거 같은데.
그거는 따닥따닥 이거 그냥 이거 정박자예요.
냄새가.
아니 이거
알겠어요. 일단 알겠어요.
이 빡 박자에
예.
빡 할 때 이 반박자에 대지 파동을 집어 넣으시면
아하.
그러시면 이제
그러니까-
결빙도 되면서 결빙이 딱 되는 타이밍에
네.
기절이 들어간다고 이제 보시면 됩니다. 찍는
신기한데
타이밍인데.
선수들은 다 이러니? 나 궁금해서 물어보는 거야 그냥.
아니 이게
빡빡빡이나 따닥따닥따닥이라든가 뭐.
아니, 저도 생각해요.
아니면
그냥-
뭐 이제 이런 다 이래? 뭔가 하나씩 뭔가 결함이 있는 거야.
홈으로 일단 보여드릴게요.
네.
성공권 하면서 한개 먹고 3종 탑 되죠.
아 이때
딱 공중까지 띄우면서
추가 데미지까지 넣을 수
추가
있죠.
데미지.
이것까지
네.
방금 쓴 콤보면은 비무장에서 피해량이 어느 정도
한
나올까요?
70% 정도
네.
빠집니다.
70%.
그래서 인사드리도록 하겠습니다. 지금까지 어성균
이재성
김신겸!
뭐였죠 우리 제목이?
이플스였죠.
이플스였죠.
예.
다시 할게요.
예.
편집하면 되니까요.
네, 다시 가시죠.
다시 하겠습니다. 지금까지 어성균
이재성
김신겸!
이플스였습니다. 안녕히 계세요. 감사합니다.
Welcome back everyone to Blade and Soul Worlds 2017. We're on to the last group of the day with Group D. It's going to be showing some colors here. We're done with all three groups so far. With Group C, it's going to be the last part of this, you know, what we're going to do here. We're going to go to the losers match. to see whether Hurricane or Neos NS from Thailand can keep their spots in this Worlds 2017. If they lose out, either of these sides, they will be going home right after this. So a must-win for either of these teams here. But they fought very tough opponents, to be fair. In Thailand, Neos NS had to fight against the Russian team to really have their hopes alive, but couldn't get it done. The tag match was a bit of a woeful thing, having to go for that little bit of error on the malfunction and having to go on another loss after that delay was solved. But in the end, they're back here. They're with Hurricane. Hurricane had to face IDEPS to have their spot, hopefully advance to the next round, but they couldn't get it done. Now they're here in the losers match, and those two teams will be facing it off.
Yep. And, like he said, like Joel said, Neos NS is the only team from Thailand. So they want to try their best. Yes, I said many times that, they haven't, gotten enough practice compared to the other regions.
It's very worth mentioning.
Yes. Just remember that they are trying their best. And, I want to commend them as always. But same goes for Hurricane. They did make it up here as the first seed of NA. And they are going to be facing Thailand. And if by any chance they lose to Thailand, so do they not only get out of this knocked out of this tournament, they did make it up as the first seed of NA, and they get knocked out to a team that hasn't been, playing this game for very long. So it's not going to look good. I'm not saying they are going to lose. I'm just saying if there's always ifs, what ifs. And, even for Thailand, if they win, they still stay in as the only representative of Thailand. So I'm pretty sure they are going to try their best. Same thing goes for Hurricane. They do not want to lose that pride as the first seed of NA. So
in the end, you don't want to lose because you want to keep alive in the World Championship. You did not come all the way to Korea to play one single day of blade&soul and go back home as losers, but you don't want that. You want to face a little bit of victory on your time here. So really good luck to both of these teams because it feels bad that, some regions had more experience than blade&soul just naturally because of the server openings on different dates and on different years. You talk about NA, Hurricane, they're the #1 seed, but they had to go up against IDEPS, which was a Korean team. Korean teams had the most introduction with blade&soul being a Korean-developed game from NC Soft. It's going to be so much experience difference when it comes to your playability between these two teams, and IDEPS really showed what playing extra few years over Hurricanes can do for you. And it was a very much a dominating game, a 4-0 sweep for these guys. But Hurricane, they really must not lose hope because they want to keep that Western hope alive and really advance to the next round if they can. But they have to beat Thailand's Neos NS to get that done. So you go see Neos NS sitting down on the floor.
On the floor? No, they're sitting on chairs.
On the
gaming chairs.
Kataya sitting on the floor. Sarashia Polpanu sitting on the floor. Kosharan, Ekasit also sitting on the floor. And there he is. We're going to be seeing all three guys really trying to make an effort to exert one more effort to get advanced to the next round, but they have to beat the top seed from North America, Hurricane, to get that done.
Yeah, it's going to be a very hard challenge for these guys. But I'm pretty sure they are not going to give up. They're not going AFK because we did see them sitting on the floors. Yeah, but anyways, good luck to Thailand. And also, very soon we are going to have the camera move to Hurricane. And, good luck to them as well.
It's going to be a very interesting thing because both of these teams really have high expectations. As being their first World Championship qualifying for both of these teams, they have high hopes as soon as they made this World Championship as the first seed from their own respective regions. They really want to carry that on, that success of not wanting to become last, obviously, but move further on into the tournament. But there you see on the screen is Hurricane, Virus, Sun Shower, and Yes. Three very familiar names. If you guys have been following the NA scene, you guys have been very successful in what they were doing. But first match of the day was very, very tough for these guys, having to go up against IDEPS, who have been very, very strong recently, even in Korea. So very strong opponents they couldn't overcome. Now they have one more assignment they have to overcome with the Thailand team. Neos NS, they have to beat out and advance to the next round, exactly what they're trying to do.
So if Hurricane does win here against Thailand, and IDEPS versus RMB Gaming, and just the fact that IDEPS is such a Korean team, more experience, and let's just say IDEPS beats RMB, and Hurricane will have to go against R&B Gaming. So they'll have a little bit of taste versing this Thailand team. You know, seeing if they stomp over, if they get a sweep, maybe they'll easily go up against R&B Gaming. But if they have a hard time against this Thailand team, they can kind of get the feels of how the match against R&B Gaming might be.
So definitely the power level difference can be a little bit concerning at times, but you have to determine yourself now. In this matchup, man, it's very important for both of these teams to really overcome their losses that they had in the previous part of the day. Really show a strong effort to get the win here. We're going to see Caution and Ekasith on the blade to go up against Chanli. Yes, on the Warlock for Hurricane. See whether Neos NS or Hurricane will pick up the first point in this game one. Let's get the match underway. Let's get on. And here we go. First match between Neos NS versus Hurricane. Caution and Ekasith on the Blade Dancer. Gonna be up against Yes on the Warlock. I mean, to be fair, Yes did pretty well for what he was really up to. He had to go up against Jung Yoon for the singles. But he tried his best efforts, didn't get it done.
There we go with the Leech into double aerial.
Might be the
Time
beginning of it,
distortion.
So much damage already coming forward, but he's healing himself back. Ekasith. Okay, repeat of that damage. Will this be enough to finish him off? And that is a second series of aerial to finish off in an instant. And yes, this is what he was supposed to do against Idis, but very much a different opponent that he had to face. This time he gets it done against Ekasith. That's a 1-0 lead over the Hurricane.
I am pretty sure the Thailand players have experienced the Warlock on different servers because they do not have the Warlock on their main servers. So, I'm pretty sure as a pro player in BNS, even though they are less experienced, they've experienced the Warlock, even though it's not on their server. But, just the fact that it's not on their main server, it's going to be, it's hard to practice against a Warlock, and it just kind of seems like feels bad for Thailand.
That is definitely a disadvantage and a kind of a handicap for Thailand. So I was not aware that Warlock wasn't available on the
same thing goes for Vietnam.
And Thailand, Vietnam on the Garena server, which they are on.
Very unfortunate for them. That is why I kept, repeating myself, saying I commend them for coming here, even though they are very behind in patches.
And I think once this World Championship is over, I think NCSoft will take care of those things where disadvantages will no longer be a thing. And once the next World Championship rolls along in 2018, let's hope that Thailand, Vietnam, regardless of the result, that will be for today. Keeps their head on high, really make their best efforts once again so they can even put up a second seed hopefully in the next year's Worlds. But very exciting to see how everything will unfold. But right now, Hurricane 1-0 up. The help of Yes picking out that first win in that singles. Now we're going to see Virus on the Assassin go up against Sergio Popanu.
Well, I hope this Assassin is more familiar to this Destroyer because, Assassin is one of the basic characters that came out from the start of the game.
But familiarity won't be a problem this time around. It's just a matter of skills. How aware you are facing up against an Assassin for this guy. Destroyer, Assassin, we know the typical story. Assassin has the mobility advantage. Whether you can use that is up to the player's skills, definitely. So let's see whether Virus has made his homework done. Let's see how he can go up against Destroyer.
Yeah, and usually, as I say, in the Korean tournaments, Assassin versus Destroyer, Assassin does have the edge, a little bit of an advantage. Let's see if Virus is able to pick out those advantages and take it and make it into his win.
We never know, Sergio Popanu on the Destroyer, he might have some things up on his sleeve, trying to counter back against this Assassin. You have to find out once this game rolls along, but we are moving straight onto game two. Popanu versus Virus. On the side of Neos NS versus Hurricane. Game 2 will be coming right underway. Let's get on. Match 2 begins between Neos NS and Hurricane. currently Hurricane is up
Yep.
1-0. Sergio Popanu on the Destroyer trying to make that into even
Starts it off with the body swap.
against the Virus Assassin. Onto the webbing. Landmine is already being planted. So it needs to come down. He probably will pop that.
Okay, he did pop that, but it did not connect with the pectorals.
Virus making that effort. A little bit less meaningful than he wanted to. A bombard is coming through as soon as he goes down.
Right,
Popanu trying to go for the counter attack, but it's going to be stunned up once again. He has no escape that he can go for this. Just trying to look for that stun on the other end so that he can get a damage onto the assassin, but Popanu really not finding any of that so far. Just
Persistence used.
Just continuous amount of bombard coming in from Virus, putting so much damage onto the Destroyer. And we know that Gust, Tab Escape, is still not available.
Yeah, we'll be
Popanu-
back in 3 seconds, whereas Virus's escapes are still cooldown, on cooldown.
So it's really up to Popanu to really get that crucial stun in. 8 seconds to do so. And the body swap does happen.
Okay.
Just stun up. And another Gust. Tab Escape escape from that attack. But I think this will be enough for Virus to get the victory there. And really, the Destroyer, Sergio Popanu, really tried to look for an answer of how to handle this assassin. Before he tried to find the answer, he was already eliminated.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate to see, Thailand trying hard, but, not being able to get a win. I feel really bad for them. It's true. Yeah, not that, I'm rooting for Hurricane, but, just overall, like Thailand, same goes with Vietnam, who was already knocked out. They are a little behind in patches and in experience, so, it's not a surprise that, they are losing, but I was just hoping that, in some way they could find a way to, get a point or get a win.
Sure.
But,
They did get a point against the Russian team, which was very satisfactory in itself and very much an accomplishment for these guys coming into Worlds 2017. But to have one more chance against Hurricane, to pick up 2 points and get it back to even, that will be through the tag match. Coming up, 3 guys coming from Thailand. USNS, they really have to maintain their forces, cooperate together to get a crucial win here. Be very, very important for these guys. Right now, Hurricane looking to finish it off in this game 3. Only need 2 points to do so. So both of these guys, all 3 of them, really trying to keep their efforts. Really just jump back from the loss they had against IDEPS, trying to get a win here to advance to the next round. Exactly what they're trying to do. So this tag match will decide it all. Could be.
yeah, and I just noticed, when the cameraman flashed us the faces of the Thailand players, they don't look disappointed. They do look determined. So I am very happy to see that, they're not disappointed. They're not feeling down, but they are trying hard until the end to, show how hard they're trying and how hard they will practice, maybe even for the next year's Worlds.
Of course. And I think they will be the top seed for Thailand if they work just as hard as they do, because hard work really never does really go against you. It will always pay off, and Thailand, USNS have been very successful in getting here. Let's see if they can exert one more effort. See if they can stay in this World 2017 for at least one more game. See if they can do that. We're going to go on to game 3 very, very soon.
Yep, it seems like they are prepared on the Hurricane side. All right. Well, it looks like Yis is kind of tired. I just saw his face on the screen.
But whether
the
he's
music
tired or
has
not,
changed.
yeah, but we're going to go on to game 3. Yis may be tired, but nobody else is tired for another win. Exactly what every team is looking for. Whether to see Hurricane finish it off or the USNS pick it back up. Find out later on. There you go, game 3.
Alrighty.
Could be the last match between USNS versus Hurricane. Pitaya. He's gonna be the first man out on the assassin. It's shackled as soon as he comes in. He is gonna be the first man out for Hurricane. Trying to do some work on the assassin right away.
Notices escape and stealth is used right away. This is not looking good. He might have to tag out early if he gets 1 CC'd.
Don't want to lose a lot of HP before you do tag out. Trying to use the defense to interfere to really prevent that tag, but uses it nonetheless. Popanu coming back out on the Destroyer after that loss in game 2.
All right, the
Destroyer
Destroyer
come back.
Yeah, he is trying to do some work, but Yes is doing a very good job keeping his distance away from the destroyer, but the Typhoon into the wall
Oh,
bang!
this might be the beginning of it. Typhoon into the wall bang. It does a lot of damage. And it does the gun in right away. And Yes is eliminated from the match already for the first minute. And Hurricane is suddenly down one man.
Wow. Yes is out with 2 tag and 3 interfere points.
Full resources right there.
Wow. That
we-
Typhoon into... Oh,
We
geez.
knew the Typhoon against the wall does more damage than Jungle Yun's wall bang any day of the matter. And we saw an example of that, and it was good enough with that offensive interfere in the last few seconds.
Yeah, and-
Very good job
wow.
of Neos NS to pull that off. And yes, with the Warlock being one of the most crucial classes to be knocked up in the first part of the game.
Yep. Virus popping that landmine, gets that double knockdown, buying himself some time for that interfere to go back in.
Now what Hurricane loses out of this is the Warlock's stability that you can provide with the time distortion,
Yeah.
also with other utility tools, with so many things that Sanctum and so many things you can bring with the Warlock.
Yeah.
Although with the damage output you could go, if it does go to TKO, will be of importance, but they lose out on all of that.
Yeah.
Along with 2 tag points and 3 interfere points that Hurricane has to lose out on now. USNS suddenly they're in a complete amount of advantage going for it. They can just go to TKO and they most likely will win out this game.
Yeah, because they both have an assassin and they will do, be putting out damage as much as possible because they are 1 man up and they will have so many more resources to use compared to Hurricane.
Now it's important for Neos NS to really change up their strategy a little bit, not go as aggressively, but really focus on staying alive because that will gain you so much advantage as the time goes on because 9 minutes was not even passed before he went out, so Virus is trying to do some damage. Has to distance himself a little bit. The force tag will be happening. The chase doesn't come along this time around. Pano couldn't get anything done. Let's get Phantom Grip as soon as Sun Shower does come on.
Escapes that with the gust. Still does have his persistence. All right, playing it aggressive.
Wow, this is
There
a
we
lot of
go.
damage coming towards Sun Shower.
Another
Pano,
knockdown. All right, that was a good back roll chase.
the reversal is not popped right away. So Sun Shower does have the time escape if he chooses to use it. Gonna tag out with Exorcist on the Blade Dancer. Does knock him down.
Yeah, Neo
Sword
SNS
Falcon.
does have a lot of resources like we mentioned before, and so they can use their tag and
Wow, Lightning Draw doing so much damage. Now that's actually a lot more damage that he's still gonna put out. The reversal is already proc. There's no way from this game. The assassin is trying to put out damage to finish him up, but not good enough.
Yeah, the good defensive interfere came in, saving him from dying.
Now Virus, he did a good interfere there with the bombard, trying to save him, which he did. So Sunshower barely survives out of that. He could have taken a lot more damage than he would have.
But if you look at the health bars of the Thailand team, it is
So healthy.
very far away from dying.
Taya on the assassin is very happy about the situation, obviously, because they're against this opposition
back row
Virus. Does use all of his escapes.
All right, the defensive interfere, the last of it comes in.
Definitely, Taya has so many teammate options where they can help him out in case of danger.
Yep.
Whereas, the side of Hurricane really left helpless. Sunshower's out on the field, but
Defensive interfere.
that's the only thing they can do because now they don't have a defensive opportunity open with that interfere unless they can stall out for the next 2 minutes and 45 seconds. But it might not be good enough. He has to tag out. Will he though? Sunshower, he's still out on the field. He
Yeah.
can still
He
tag
has to
out.
tag-
He should tag out, but
no!
that's not good enough and he doesn't find the time to tag out. That's a second man out for Hurricane.
Oh,
Suddenly
no!
a 1v3 situation against their side.
What is going on? When he was spinning, he should have
That
tagged
was
out.
a terrible mistake because he had plenty of time to tag out, and it was an obvious situation to tag out as well. And I don't think he was being a little bit decisive in the fact that he should have been tagging out, but wasn't good enough, and he does take enough damage to be knocked off right away.
Oh, geez, that was, well, I gotta say, that was well played by the Destroyer from the start, getting that wall bang and,
Definitely,
getting
yes.
that advantage and not losing that snowball rolling down on their side.
Sergio Popanu, he's been on the roll with that Destroyer, doing very good stuff, starting with this tag match from the very early parts of the game, starting with that wall Hurricane, which is very, very strong. We've seen doing it again, another stun up. Use a stealth this time around, so it's gonna be fine for now. Virus still have to be careful. He realizes he is in a 1v3 situation. He has to defeat every single opponent to do it. He tries to web the Destroyer, but a defensive interfere does come in, really negating any type of offensive opportunity for Virus. Very tough situation.
Yeah, will Virus be able to do a 3v1 like Jinyu Park did in
You always
the
talk
past?
about it. You always talk about it, but whether we can see it done. Now Pitaya, he's back on the field, but he doesn't have any tag point available other than Popano's interfere that can help him out. But other than that, he has to be a little bit careful. Unless really Virus is going to pull off the 1v3, we're going to see.
Ice Mine from Thailand Assassin. There we go. He is stunned. All right, defensive
Last
comes
interfere. And 1 more minute until that interfere point comes back for the side. Neos NS, obviously Hurricane will get theirs back, but it won't matter. Virus is the only man left out on the field, so interfere point will not help this team.
Oh, he has to knock him out.
Okay, but this might be good enough. He doesn't have any
There
interfere.
we
And
go.
that will be the first man out. Will this be the beginning of the 1v3 of Virus? Replicating Jinyu Park's effort. He will be up in the second aerial. The lightning draw will be enough to finish him off. And that will be 2 points. Very crucial for the side of Neos NS. And now we're back to even going on to game 4.
Yeah, and it's the first time ever seeing the Thailand players actually show us a smile on camera.
It's very good that we see
well
it.
deserved.
Definitely. And we see Neos NS really making their efforts work. It seemed like Hyun Lee, on the Warlock, was very crucially knocked up early in the stage.
Yeah.
When we talk about these first deaths, it's a little bit inevitable with the situation they were in, but it's always about those second deaths. That was a little bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
We saw it in the earlier parts of day 1 that we saw in the part 1 where the second death was a little bit inevitable, but you couldn't escape from that. But this the same thing happened for Peter Callahan on the Sun Shower when he had plenty of time to escape that route, and that really made a difference for his team.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate because, you know, losing the Warlock on your team,
It's huge.
like, yeah, you do have an assassin, but the Warlock's time distortion, like you said, the support role and the attack role with double aerial, that's so crucial to your team that, you know, losing him early game with the full resources that he started with, it just gave Thailand the advantage, like super advantage.
And this is right here where Sun Shower had plenty of time.
Right about
Even here he couldn't escape. He had no tab escape available.
Yeah,
He
right
couldn't
now, right
tap
now.
up. Right here. Even there.
and then he gets knocked down into the area,
Right
and
before
you're
this.
already done. Yeah.
Right before this, he had plenty of time. We saw this time and time again. Remember, so clear how much escape room that he had. So tag was inevitable, but it didn't happen that time around, and that will be the end of Hurricane for game 3. Now we're back to even. No matter if you win 2 singles, you lose 1 tag, you're back onto even. So 1 more singles left to go. Let's see who's gonna make their promises going towards the next match. And this is still the #1 seed from North America, Hurricane, in this troubling situation. If they do lose out in this next single, they will be eliminated from Worlds 2017 in the first day.
Yeah, that is not, they don't want that, and Yiz will be coming out against the Destroyer that destroyed him
Sergio
in the
Popano
early games
so
of
well.
the tag.
He did so well to destroy
Yeah.
Hanley Yiz from the get-go as soon as he began the game. And really, he just wants to do it again because that's all he needs for Thailand to maintain their hopes of advancing to the next round. And it's all in Sergio Popano's hands on the Destroyer. He can beat out the Warlock. He can make this happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. To be honest, now that it's already come to this last match, I thought Hurricane would have an easy win.
Very easy.
Just because of the experience difference, like I mentioned.
And it is understandable to think that.
Exactly, and you know, it's understandable. But now I'm surprised that they are actually at this last set.
But we're gonna go on to game 4 to really decide who's gonna pick out the win and move on to the next round, and who's gonna be eliminated from Worlds 2017 with this last match. Neos NS versus Hurricane. Last match coming up. Let's get it on. Sergio Popano, absolute MVP from game 3, carrying his team to a victory, is back out again. Now yes, he was the troublemaker for his team, being the first man knocked out.
He has the Fury
He
build.
does have the Fury build. Sergio
going for
Popano,
that.
he wants the win, and he's not gonna look back otherwise. He's not gonna go back and regret that he didn't play the Fury build if he does lose out. He wants to at least put up the best effort to win, the best chances to win. That is the Fury build.
Yeah, Gust is used, so now he has only 1 chance.
Okay, he might go for it now. The time distortion into the aerial. This might be the beginning of the end.
All right, he
Still
procced the
holds on.
Fury. The Fury is procced, but he is in the air.
Once again, will this be the end? And the Fury build, we saw it in the earlier part of day one, where the Japanese team pulled out the Fury build in the last game, hoping to get a clean victory, but same thing happens again. Fury build leads to a loss, and it will be a loss in the end now. Neo NS from China is officially out of World 2017.
Yeah, well, at least they got a taste of a victory in a tag team match worth 2 points.
They got to win in singles and tag today.
So it's way bigger than just getting one point and losing out, you know.
Definitely.
They won a tag team, which is a team coordinated game. And, you know, at the end, he did bring out the Fury, but, you know, not having full understanding of all the skills and Warlock and, you know, the new patches and everything. So I give them credit. I give Thailand credit.
Very impressive of ES to really pull back through after such a tilting game 3 to get his side the win. Now Hurricane is advancing to the next round. We're gonna move on to Group D right after this break. We'll be introducing to you the next Korean team. GC Busan Blue will be facing off against the other teams from Worlds 2017. We'll be right back after this break, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
전 세계 최정상 선수들의 우열을 가리기 힘든 공방전 블레이드 앤 소울 토너먼트 2017 월드 챔피언십 결승까지 쉴 틈 없이 진행되는 각 나라 대표 선수들의 자존심 대결. 왕좌에 오르기 위한 멈출 수 없는 추격이 시작된다. 블레이드 앤 소울 토너먼트 2017 월드 챔피언십.
오늘 준비된 직업군가 선수 바로 주술사와 한준호 선수입니다. 예.
오늘은 저번처럼 안 당하려고.
아 그래요? 지금
마음을 단단히 먹고 왔다.
네.
오. 그리고 오늘 혹시 준 됩니까? 한준호 선수 준 쫙 한번 들어주세요. 끝까지 쫙 한번.
오.
이거 약간 박진효 스타일이거든요.
이거 커스터마이징에 있는 헤어 같은데.
네. 주술사가 가지고 있는 이 태그 매치에서의 역할. 이 주술사는 도대체 태그 매치에서 뭐 하는 역할을 하는 거야?
일단은 지금 주술사는 화력이죠.
화력이디오?
화력.
딜.
화력이디오.
네, 화력이고요.
네.
네, 이구.
그리고 이제 우리 팀을 스킬을 초기화해주는 이제 잠깐만요. 사룡새도만 생각하고 있어.
이거.
어쨌든 시간 왜곡과 그리고 그 나머지 공중 콤보 같은 것들을 이용을 한 데미지 딜링이 주 역할이다.
네.
뭐 이렇게 봐야 되는 거죠?
네.
뭐 그거 말고는 따로 역할이 없습니까? 그것만 잘하면 돼요?
네, 그것만 잘하면 돼요.
간단하네요.
네. 이게
네.
대표적으로 이제 저희 팀원을 살리기 위해서는 이제 항마진 스킬이라고
그렇죠?
저희 팀원이 타겟팅이 안 잡히게 하는 스킬이 있고, 근데 주술사의 그 항마진의 단점은 공중에 있을 때 적용이 안 된다는 점.
그렇죠.
또 하나를 들자면 진압, 미는 스킬이
그렇죠.
있잖아요.
진압이 어떻게 보면은 좀 명장면을
그렇죠.
좀 많이 만들었어요.
그렇죠.
진압으로 인해서 이제 상대방이 공격하고 있는 걸 밀어내서 우리 팀에 잠깐 1, 2초라도 살릴 수만 있으면은 도망갈 시간을 줄 수 있으니까 그런 식으로 이제 파티원들을 보호를 해줘요. 대부분 주술사들은 암흑을 많이 쓰죠.
네.
저항을 많이 쓰는 이유가 생태 이상 스킬이 많은 직업이 아니에요.
네.
그렇기 때문에 한 번에 공격을 하고 이제 한 번을 버티는 식으로 게임을 플레이하기 때문에 이 저항이라는 스킬을 빼게 되면은 방어적으로 할 수 있는 플레이가 좀 더 줄어들죠.
한준호 선수가 이제 기본적으로 주술사 비물을 하려면 요 정도 무공 연계는 알아야 한다. 요거를 좀 이렇게 알려줄 건데요.
네.
혹시 실패하시면 눈썹 한쪽 지울 수 있냐고.
에이
그러시는데
설마 지금
뭐,
실제
아니-
눈썹 아니었어요?
예?
그냥 여쭤본 거예요.
네. 갈게요.
네,
네.
가시죠.
이것도 이유고.
셋,
아니 실패는 할 수 있죠.
가시죠. 둘, 셋, 둘, 셋,
아니에요.
잠깐만.
하나, 둘.
물티슈 주세요.
상대방이 공격을 해왔을 때 대체를 하는 방법에 대한 콤보를
제일 좋은 게 뭐냐면 마령이 있을 때가 대부분 많기 때문에 이렇게 뛰었어요. 그럼 호출을 하고 이렇게 도망가면 빠르죠.
그렇죠.
호출을 하고
화면 아예 돌려서.
네, 화면을 돌려야 되는 이유는 상대가 뒤에서 어떻게 따라오나 그걸 보기 위해서.
결계 쓰면 묶이고 안 뜨는 이유가 뭐죠?라고 이렇게 질문을 해주셨는데
제가 아까
뭔가 비트 같은
기본적인
느낌이 있을 수
콤보에서
네.
경계배기하고 우자우라고 했잖아요.
우자우.
네. 수라, 흑염룡, 수라하고 띄우셔야 돼요.
그렇죠.
여기서 흑염룡
우자우팍 우자우팍 이런
그렇죠.
네,
느낌이에요?
그런
우좌우
느낌이에요.
결계. 딱 이제 해서
네.
공중까지.
우자 하면은 늦었어요.
우자 하면 안 되군요.
우자우 할게요.
우좌우 딱.
좋았다. 느낌이 있었다. 역사의 산 증인 최성재 모셔보겠습니다.
뭐 다들 아시겠지만 뭐 세계적인 역사 최성진 인사 올리겠습니다.
반갑습니다. 저는 사실상 쿨 계산 이 앞에 있는 한준호 선수처럼 계산 같은 거 안 합니다. 계산 같은 거 없이 그냥 제 느낌 오는 대로 하는 겁니다. 진짜입니다. 저는. 저 믿고 생각하시고 오시면 됩니다.
준비하신 좀 이렇게 콤보를 한번
네.
설명을 해주시면서
이 지진이라는 기절은 3초기 때문에
네.
평탑하게 평까지 들어가는 겁니다.
평탑하게
평탑하게, 평탑하게,
평파
평탑되네요.
3회
7대.
7대네요.
정확하게 들어가면
그렇죠.
7대.
네.
평파 3회 평타까지
자,
한 번
한번
더 해서
해보겠습니다, 일단.
네.
오케이.
셋, 넷,
기가 막 깔끔하다. 깔끔하다.
맞죠?
와, 요거
다르지
깔끔했어요.
않습니까?
오,
다르지 않습니까?
역시 월드 디스트로이어.
잠시만요.
네.
평파 3번이라고 하셨는데 4번 하셨어요.
그래요?
네.
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다 7번 아니었나요?
다 7번.
다시 한번 해보세요.
잘 보십시오, 형님.
네.
진짜?
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 평파.
맞네요. 이게 평탑.
자,
이게
여러분
맞거든요.
잘 기억하시죠. 3초 기절에는 평파 4회에 평타 한 방 더까지 총 9방이 들어가는 겁니다.
9번이 들어갔던
7번이 아니에요.
네.
다음 거 보여주시죠.
그럼 일단은 지진하고 격돌까지 한번 보여드리겠습니다.
알겠습니다. 지진의
완벽하고.
격돌까지.
맞죠, 이게? 정확합니까?
정확하진 않았던 게
네.
이게 사실상 기절이 뜨면 안 되고 연장 시에는 기절 문구가 안 뜨거든요.
아니지요. 이 참 모르는 소리 하는데 역사를 진짜 1도 모릅니다. 이게 진짜 0.1초의 칼 타이밍. 이 기공사 유저라서 잘 모르시는 것 같은데 이게 지진과 격돌은 진짜 칼 같은 타이밍이 필요하고
알겠습니다.
이런 게 필요합니다.
Welcome back, everyone, to blade&soul World Championship 2017. We're on the last segment of the day with Group D, and the forces ready to go. Thank you for staying with us for this long, arduous day of blade&soul. You're finally at the final stage. We're going to be finally seeing the best, what I think is the best Korean team. You'll be able to see them. GC Busan Blue will be coming up very shortly. But before that, we're going to be seeing some NA teams and also the Russian teams as well.
Yep, and we are up against Madness from Russia versus Bad Intentions from Europe. What we've been waiting for. Well, I've been waiting for this moment.
I mean, I officially spoke on stream that I am a Tenna fan. And I even follow him on Twitter, and everything has happened that you're supposed to be a fanatic about. I did it.
And, you know, we were actually talking to them off stream or off broadcast, and one of his teammates was actually talking to us to say that Tenna is not number one.
Who's number one then?
To be honest, I forgot his name, but yeah, Tenna is not number one.
That's how important he is. Tenna's number one.
No, he's not.
Forget everyone else.
His own teammate said, you know, hey, Tenna is not number one, unfortunately. But you know, all jokes aside, I am very excited to see, you know, Bad Intentions go up against this Russian team, because Russian teams are pretty experienced regarding blade&soul, because they've been participating since last year, not as a team like I mentioned before, but one player did come over here as a, you know, for the event match, which means they had blade&soul at least from last year. So, you know, experience-wise, I'm pretty sure these players have been practicing for a very long time.
And there's a relatively large community with blade&soul over in Russia that I've been, you know, talking about earlier with the chats, and also from the community feedbacks that I've heard from the Russian people, the Russian users back over in the blade&soul community over there. So it's definitely a staple game, one of them at least, as far as I know, in Russia. So their involvement is a lot greater than some of the other regions we've seen today. So Russia, they have a lot of pride, and they really want to get a win over here. It doesn't matter if it's against one of the best teams that we know from the Western region, with Bad Intentions are really doing everything they can to dominate themselves and really just clinch themselves as the best team in the West. But really, they have been doing everything to do so. They need to do it again, once again, against Russia, and they will be on from there, heading into the next round.
Yeah, if this team, Madness from Russia, does not win this, that means, you know, RMB Gaming from Russia also, who has made it up with the win, is going to be the only Russian team. But if Madness does win, or, you know, at least stay second or third place to stay in the fight until at least tomorrow, that means both of the Russian teams actually made it or stayed, you know, alive.
It's true.
Through the first day.
And it's true. And
that just shows how experienced they are.
Russia has 2 seeds, unlike the Korea and China teams that have been qualifying for the World 2017. They do have 2 seeds that are available today. Definitely one of the Russian team have already secured themselves into the next round, so they'll be fine and really on from the trends from there. But it's going to be up to Madness now from Russia to be that second Russia team to successfully make it to the next round along those sides. So that's exactly what their goal will be.
Yeah, and, you know, who knows if Russia or EU might get knocked out, because, you know, in this Group D, like you mentioned, who you consider the best team in Korea, GC Busan Blue is here. So, you know, if by any chance they lose and they get knocked out, either Russia or EU is just going to have one team from their region.
Whoa! I mean, to a reminder, guys, I mean, GC Busan Blue has won entirety of 2017 from Season 1. They won Season 2. They won the Korea Finals. They won basically everything except losing on the last segment with GC Busan Red. Just everything. They were so close.
Yeah. They were so close for winning 3 full tournaments in a row, but they got second in the Korea Finals because their sister team or brother team, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, whatever you want to call it, GC Busan Blue is a Madness.
Yeah.
And it's not the Madness from Russia. This is literally the Madness team of Korea. We thought when they were going to get down, and only the team that really could stop them was their sister team with GC Busan Red really halting them down. But there's not much weakness in GC Busan Blue at the moment. I mean, we talk about IDIS being a Korean team. They're doing pretty well, you know, as the season goes on, and they've been doing very well recently. GC Busan Blue is a completely different beast, where we thought that there is no flaw within these guys. I mean, they constantly work incredibly hard compared to the other teams. We talk about the other players really complimenting GC Busan Blue's efforts to always get better. and that just has been staying all true long for this entire year of 2017. They continue to do so to maintain themselves as the best team in Korea and maybe the best team in the world. Is that what they're going for? But just right now, GC Busan Blues at such a high power level. They're in this round of 16 group stages, if you like to call it. I don't even think they deserve to be here. It's only because of that loss in the Korea finals that they are in this stage, but such a good team that really everybody has to be fearful.
Yeah, and just remember that you guys did see IDEPS play today with Jung Yoon on the team, but just remember IDEPS, yeah, they are a good team, but you guys got to remember that they made it through the wild cards event.
That's true.
So think about it, IDEPS being such a good team,
Yeah.
but they were knocked off by GC Busan Blue and Red, and they
So
had
many
to
times.
come back up through the wildcard events. So just think about how good or how skilled GC Busan Blue and Red are.
If I can give you guys a picture, you saw how IDES play earlier, and if you haven't been
Yeah.
following the Korean scene, this is the comparison level with IDES compared to GC Busan's, is that IDES literally could not get a single win against GC Busan Blue throughout almost the entire 2017, let alone get at least one single win or even one tag win. It's very rare to see that. So the power level of IDES compared to GC Busan Blue is definitely already at another level.
Yeah.
And for GC Busan Red to pick up a win against GC Busan Blue in the finals, in the Korea finals, it's just that if you can calculate it with numbers, it just goes beyond anybody's expectations.
Yeah, definitely. And, I just feel that we are talking a little bit longer than usual, as
I
always.
feel it again.
Yeah.
I feel
But, like I said over and over again, let the problems be solved before the match starts.
Please.
Yeah, we do not want a problem in the middle of the segment and, get their tension down or, get their adrenaline rush out. And right now, I see the Russian team's booth across from me, which means the EU booth is right under us right
Yes.
now. So, I don't know. It just seems as if the Russian team are ready. Like, there's nothing, going on with the computers or the headset or the gears. But I can't see under me, so it might be the EU
The
team.
only way we'll know is that the music will begin, the great rock music. We know of Blade and Soul is going to be happening once again, and the switch over to the different screens will also be happening, letting us know that any problems will not be happening during the series as they go on. It is the best four. The first to 3 points will get the win in the series, but even though it's a short series, we still do not want to have any problems in the middle of the series, as you said. When we saw the Thailand team have that little mistake and have a little delay in Game 3 in the tag match, and they lost out in 1 minute. And they solved the problem, and they lost again. You don't want to lose twice. That feels twice as bad, man.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And I really felt bad for them. And, I just want to say, congrats for them to making it here.
I agree.
And showing us a good performance, even though they, lack experience compared to the other teams, but they never gave up. They didn't go AFK. Props to them. But anyways, yeah, we do have our next matchup, Madness versus Bad Intention. And it just seems as if Madness kind of got the Korean meta picks. They have a Destroyer, Assassin, and a Warlock.
Definitely, yes.
And that's just the picks that, they are registered as just all one class each, showing that they are comfortable with these picks.
And the thing about these composition picks that we always talk about, we relate it back to Korea just because it's more of a stable, solid, a very risk-free picks when you put those three together. But it's not definitely the correct answer for every situation. We've seen a different, very unique composition that sometimes do work out over these things. And we saw an example of the Japanese team, Basilisk time. We saw in the very
Basilisk
early
time,
part of
they
day
had the
one.
Force Master Warlock and the Assassin. It was
very,
a
very
crazy,
unique composition we saw from there. I mean, they went on to really... And finally, we're going on to moving on to the match. We want to talk about Basilisk time more, but now it's the time to introduce the two teams that will be facing off. It is Madness from Russia, Kirill Sadakonakov. It's going to be on the field with Kulisov, Vyashalev, and also Borovilov, Pavel. That's going to be the last man up for this team. Madness will be up against Bad Intentions. Right now, Russia, they did qualify at second team in the seedings. They will be redshirt for one class, as you already mentioned. Yep. Going to be the Destroyer, Assassin, Warlock to really form the composition they're trying to bring themselves success to. And really hope they can do that against Bad Intention is their first task at hand.
Yeah, and with this composition, you know, just because they picked this composition very similar to what the Koreans picked, it does not mean they're gonna be good. But now we get to see if they are ready to go on to this World Championship with this composition.
Sure.
Now we're gonna finally see if they're worthy of picking this composition.
But definitely, if you do pick those composition and really find a lot of success in it, it's a very safe pick because you can bring so much stability and you can bring so much success and more mistake-free composition is what I like to call it with that specific composition. When you have the Destroyer really holding you on with the Warlock putting the utility efforts and the Assassin putting the constant damage, more reliable than a Summoner or even a Warlock trying to put a little bit damage. You need to have a little more consistency, and that's what that composition really has. And we're going to introduce the next team coming up. These are the top dogs coming in from Europe. These are Bad Intentions. We have Isaac Fernandez, Daniel Kilger, Sally Arashan, but you guys better know them by their real names, which is their in-game names. Sally Arashan, it's gonna be Luki, I believe, and Isaac Fernandez is gonna be Ryuki on the Assassin. Daniel Kilger, Tena on the Warlock. He has demolished every single player that he has come forth before him. Daniel Kilger, Tena has shown what it is about. When you can get a kill with a Warlock in an instant, he's shown it time and time again. He wants to do exactly the same in this World 2017 where they can get it done. Ryuki has been very consistent in the European qualifiers as well, doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Now Luki has been more that utility player, really supporting those other two guys, and that has been the difference when it comes to Bad Intentions really dominating the European scene and really becoming a powerhouse in the terms of Western force that we have in Blade and Soul.
Yeah, and overall they have this not a passive style, but definitely an aggressive style of play. And for the first round, we have a Warlock from the Russian team, and we have the Assassin.
We have Yeshilev coming with that Assassin for the Team Madness. It's going to be for the Warlock, I apologize, but it's going to be also Ryuki. That's the Assassin I saw. Going to be out for Bad Intentions. Like I said, Ryuki, very consistent is the term for this guy. He's done very well and done everything right and done everything that you need to do as an assassin. Less data for Pilishov Vishilev on the Warlock. It's going to be very interesting to see what he brings to the table, but it is against the top dogs from Europe. See what he can do in Game 1 will be an interesting thing to face. But we're going to go on to Game 1 to see whether Madness or Bad Intention will pick up that first point in this series. Moving on to the rest of the series, we're going to find out. This first match coming up. Let's get it on. We are finally underway with Madness and Bad Intentions. Very, very exciting to see what the European dogs bring to the table. It's going to be Pilishov Vishilev with the Warlock going up against Ryuki on the Assassin that we know him so well on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ryuki has practiced a lot against Tena against a Warlock. So I'm pretty sure he will be comfortable going up against the Warlock, and let's see how well he plays.
Ryuki goes on the stealth immediately. Does not use the tap escape though. Get himself out of there.
The Sanctum is put down.
Flower
Perfect
does
timing.
disappear for the time being, so he has to plant another one, which he does.
They're both taking it very slow. Nobody is, rushing in there hastily, and Ryuki is using his stealth already.
The body swap already did happen for Vishilev.
All right, there we
out
go.
of that escape. Unless he uses the second wind that he has available, he does put him on the webbing. Ryuki tries to put in the additional damage, which he uses the second wind.
Oh, now look at
now. Ryuki doing pretty well of taking out all the escapes away from the Warlock, but
Ryuki is also out of all the escapes.
That's true,
and he
has
is
to be careful.
shackled. Oh,
will get up into the air.
Oh,
it might be the end of Ryuki if he can't get away from this one. Now he does. This nice stealth into the bombard is going to be his counterattack. Now he has all of his escapes back. He does the body swap, trying to use that bombard. And this might be good enough to landmine. Does connect. And whether he can go for the finish, he has one more hit to go. And that is Ryuki picking up the first win for Bad Intention. And they are 1-0 up.
Look at
He
his
seems
face.
a little
Yeah, yeah.
surprised.
No, he wasn't. No, he's like, yeah, I stayed calm. I did my
Yeah.
job. Yeah, but I gotta say, he really stayed calm when
Definitely.
he was at a pinch for a moment.
So
and,
much
you know,
composure.
Yeah, and he was calm. He's like, all right, I can do this. I can do this. And he made it happen. And he took the first win for the EU team.
And composure has been the big word, really, for Ryuki all season long. When the European qualifiers did happen, he was in a treacherous situation, a very dangerous situation, but he got out of it because of that composure and just due to his calm mentality that he likes to always show. I mean, he hasn't done. And that's a lot of damage, and you really like to panic in those situations.
Straw Doll actually helped him out to stealth out of there because you know they were both out of stealth. And Ryuki, I'm pretty sure he's like, he probably thought he was dead, but that Straw Doll proccing, and he's like, the face of him in the camera when the match ended, he had the, did I do it?
Yeah.
Did I do it? And he did do it, and he got the first point for Bad Intentions. Congrats.
I mean, definitely the main difference between Ryuki and Tenna is that Tenna is a little more explosive and putting out damage in an instant, but Ryuki is consistent. He's do everything step by step, and from procedure to procedure, and that's how he gets the job done. And really, you just saw that there, no panicking after that Warlock damage came through, which a lot of people could have done in that situation, but stay calm, stay consistent, and really stuck to the end. Dealt enough damage to finish him off in the end. So very good job of Ryuki to bring that first point over to the side of Europe. And Bad Intentions is now 1-0. But wonder who's going to be up for the second round though.
Yeah, they are having a laugh. It does not seem like, you know, they are troubled at all about being in Korea. And
hey, my man Tenna is up on the field. Warlock is going to be represented for Europe. He has been the dominating force throughout the European qualifiers, and he is up against Madness to see whether he can pick up the second game and be bringing it up to 2-0, exactly what Bad Intentions was looking for.
yeah, so basically they just switched off. The round before this, it was Bad Intentions with the Assassin and Madness with the Warlock. But now it's Bad Intentions with the Warlock and Madness with the Assassin. Let's see, now that they swapped classes, which side will win this time around, the second round.
And it's going to be Brovolith Pavel with an Assassin. Going to be bringing it out here, trying to get a little redemption for his teammate going down in game one. It was a very close match, but the Warlock could not get the win that time around, so his Assassin counterpart trying to bring out the win against his Warlock opponent in Tenna, and that's what exactly what he's been trying to do. Brovolith Pavel is exactly wanting to do that. It's Daniel Kilger. We know it's Tenna. Game 2 will be very exciting very shortly.
Yeah, I just want to stop talking and just get into the game. That
Really?
I'm waiting.
Please, OG.
And, you know, it just feels like, you know, it doesn't look like there's any... oh, there we go. The music has
Finally,
changed.
we will move on to game 2. Exactly what we've been looking for. Stop hearing us talking. We will move right onto the game as we move on to game 2 between Madness and Bad Intention to see who picks up that second point. Let's get on. It is Madness's Brovolith Pavel on the Assassin going up against Tenna from Bad Intentions. Game 2 will be an exciting thing to see whether Madness could get that revenge.
There we go with the first.
match. Talking to the explosive powers of Tenna coming from the first few seconds of the game. Overall, very nice paperwork on that play.
Shadow Slash.
Time Distortion comes in right away. He tries to get an angle on Pavel.
There we
Gets
go.
him to
This is
another
it.
aerial. And will this be enough damage to finish him off? One more auto attack got to do
Wow,
it, but
that's
stealth
stealth.
is out. And stealth, that tab escape is good enough to get Pavel out of the way, but in a very treacherous situation. Just one more hit could get him knocked out of the game.
Yeah, and it's not looking good for the Assassin. Tenna is slowly, you know, creeping up.
Oh, he's
but
sizing up on it, definitely.
He definitely is, and he is at full health and has both escapes left, even though the Thrall is back in his pocket.
Pavel could not stand on for many more seconds after that. And Tenna, the king of Europe. See on the camera, there we go. That's the man I want to see. No cap of pride on any of these comments that I make. I'm just a huge fan of this guy. He does so well, and he does it so well once again against the Russian side. And 2-0 for Bad Intentions.
Yeah, you know, just I wish you're just a little less biased against
Hey,
Tena,
man,
because
I don't
you know,
mind it.
as a caster, we have to be as even as possible for all the teams and all the players. But you know, yeah, I'll give you your personal, you know,
There you go.
affection.
Hey, if
for
I was
Tena.
if I was not supposed to be biased, I would have lost that last week when I already mentioned it on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of gave that up now. I'm just gonna really want Europe and NA to make a strong effort, because not a lot of people are expecting to do so, because they think the Koreans and they think the Chinese and the Japanese they have so much power with so much experience back in the day. They think that the new entries that NA on EU are bringing, no matter how hyped they are, they think their skill level is not up to par yet. But I am the person that wants to disagree with that. I really want to see these guys, NA and EU, really make it far into this tournament and really just make the Western crowd proud, and just hopefully bring more people to interest of, you know, Blade and Soul. What can that be about in the Western side of the world?
Yeah, for me, to be honest, it's not just Western. It's always been the Korean teams that won. So I just want any team other than Korea to do well, to go up into the semifinals, into the finals, and maybe even take the victory away from Korea. And that is what my wish is. And now we are here for the potentially the last match of this round, or this match.
And
The
series
tag team
will
match.
be over if Bad Intentions gets another win here. You can see the three familiar faces from Bad Intentions go up against the entire squad of Madness. See whether they can pick off that 2 points to make it a 4-0 clean sweep. And another win for Europe on day one will make the Western fans very, very proud. See how they can get it done for Madness. Part of things, they need to pick up 2 more points to get it back to even to go on to game 4. And we saw the other teams do that in the past of day 1 today, so it's not over them for all of them yet. So Madness, they have one more chance to get this back onto even. They need to win this tag match.
Yep, and it seems like we are almost ready to get into this tag match. And Russia, they do not want to get clean sweep,
No,
especially when they are a little bit more experienced compared to Bad Intentions regarding how you know earlier they got the Blade and Soul game in their region. So you know they do not want to be knocked out 4-0 to a new joining region.
I mean, just in the observations that I had of Europe, it just seemed like Bad Intentions was a step ahead above any other teams in Europe. The XD team and also the Ugly Intentions were that second-tier team compared to those guys. And just Bad Intentions really established themselves at the very top of the stage in terms of that. So they really want to show that they can be dominating no matter where they go. And it doesn't really just discard Worlds 2017 from that matter. And we're going to go on to game 3, the tag match. Could be deciding all for Bad Intentions if they can get a win right here. Could it be Madness picking out 2 points to get it back to even? Let's find out in this game 3 coming up. Get the match underway. Let's get on. Here we go, game 3.
Oh, Warlock Mirror.
Could be the last match. And it is Pilisov, Vishalef. He had the Warlock. He was the loser of that first match. Tena, dominating force. He won out this game 2. So you're saying, Tena has been very successful not only in singles but in tag matches as well with the help of his teammates.
Here we go with the
Ryuki
interfere.
coming in with the interfere. That's so much damage already.
Yeah, the double time distortion is used, but the Russian side took a little bit more damage.
Now Tena is going to receive a little bit of damage, but the defensive interfere does come in from the Blade Master Luki.
Yeah.
It's going to help his side on.
Alright, here we go.
Vishalef,
The mirror match is still going on.
along with Tena, are both going very aggressive at each other, really not leaving much room for service.
Yeah, and Tena is out of this game, so he will tag out.
Okay,
Good
so
choice.
might have been a good choice. To bring out Ryuki as the second man out for Bad Intentions. Now Vishalef was successful in forcing out the first tag point from Bad Intentions. He's bringing a little more success to get his team firmly ahead. Not there yet.
Yep, they are playing it very slow but cautiously, because you know it is potentially the last match, so they don't want to give it a fluke and give give them an opening, to give them an easy win. So they are taking very slowly, and it's very understandable.
Definitely, and we see Ryuki now going on the aggressive end of things. Takes Vishalep into the air. Now it's going to be the Warlock. Tenna coming from the play. Interferes with so much damage. We've seen this play many times in Europe where they like to use Ryuki and get him into the air. Also with Tenna coming for that interfere with so much explosive damage. Now it's going to be Vishalep putting his damage on the air. He has to distance himself. The chase is going to be happening if he's not careful.
Yep, the force tag happens and he comes in and typhoons,
Yeah.
and he saves his escape.
Very good, and really not making that serviceable. It's such a close distance that could have been chased right away as soon as he was force tagged in. But now Ryuki gonna have a little bit of assignment going up against Destroyer. He hasn't seen Kirill very much so far. Kirill Sandonikov gonna be the next man out.
All right. Overall, it just seems as if the Russian team is actually doing better overall, keeping up with their resources
Very
and
true.
managing their resources.
Very
and
true.
even their health bar is pretty healthy.
I know, it's just right now, everything with the resources is definitely on the ahead for the side of Russia. Madness really wants to keep up the success if they're going to get a win right here and get those 2 points, but it's going to be Tenna up in the air, taking damage from that interfere coming in from Vishalep. So much damage already. Might be Tenna's turn to
There
put him
we
in the
go.
air.
It is
Step in
his
the
turn.
interfere. No way they're going to allow that to just interfere without service. And so much damage coming from Ryuki as well, coming for the offensive effort. Into the air. Another aerial is Tenna, but it's going to be interrupted by the interfere coming in from Luki. So much action going on, actually.
So much action,
both
and
ways.
this is actually pretty good with the reactionary interferes. And now we ended up again with the Warlock mirror match.
To stage 1 is Vishalep versus Tenna. Coming up once again. There was no clear victor last time around when they faced off each other. Trying to look for a more clear victor this time around. Tenna's taking a lot of damage. Will it be enough to finish him off? He does not get finished off yet, but he has to be a little bit careful. He does have one more tag point if he chooses to use it. He stays on the field with Kirill back out onto the field. The Destroyer is going to be looking to do some damage. He's going to put the damage onto Luka as soon as he comes in.
Yeah, and it's not looking good for Bad Intentions with regarding the health bars.
Luki is taking all that damage from the spin.
He does have that 2 tag point, but he does not want to tag out to those teammates that have such little health right
Very
now.
unhealthy are the other 2 teammates of Bad Intentions. Both Ryuki and Tenna are very unserviceable when it comes to these plays, but
Tenna with the interfere gets one in the aerial, doing a lot of damage.
It looked like a whiff for a second, but it's going to be a lot of damage coming forward. Whether Kirill, he has a chance to tag out. He very much should. He's out of escapes. He has very little HP.
he is finished.
This might be the end of it. He loses out on the opportunity once again, like the other teams that we've seen, and he loses out an opportunity to save himself with that tag, and it's going to be the first man out for Madness.
Woo. Well, that was a very good play on Bad Intentions, knocking out the Destroyer with
Luki.
1 tag and 2 interferes left.
So much damage.
Yeah, and he is staying out there by himself, you know, buying time for his teammates to heal up little by little.
Rovalov Pavel.
Oh
He has a little HP, but he does have the attack point, which he shouldn't use now. And now, only healthy player from the side. Actually, Luki dying out suddenly.
Yeah, he came out because he was, you know, the other team, the other player with the tag point, but he came out and ended up not being able to tag out and just died because he just tagged in.
Such an unfortunate stay for Ryuki. Didn't do much before he went
Tenna
out,
getting
but
some health back.
Tenna now trying to do some little damage onto Pavel. The assassin really looking for the answers on the Warlock, and he couldn't do so last time around when he faced off in the singles in game 2. Doesn't seem to be very hopeful this time around, and it will be out. And that's going to be Tenna getting the second knockout for the side of Bad Intentions, for the second man out for the side of Madness. And it will be 2-1 currently in the scoreline for the side of Bad Intentions in favor.
Yeah, it actually, to mid-game, it didn't look good for Bad Intentions at all because, you know, 2 players on their side had 10%
Tenna has to be
health,
careful. Vishalep could finish him off. If he cannot tag out, he has to stay up, which he cannot. So it's going to be the Blade Master versus the Warlock in this 1v1 scenario to finish us off.
Good block of Blaze, knocking him back, forcing him to use that time distortion and the escape.
Now Luki did very well, but along with Vishalep did very well, also knocking off 2 players immediately. He's going to be trying to look for that 3rd kill. Single-handedly, now he has to, the Warlock putting work now onto the Blade Master we know as Luki.
Yep, will he be able to take this Warlock out? He is shackled back roll. Luki is out of all escapes. He doesn't even have his block of blades, but he is playing it aggressive.
Yeah, and still going in very aggressively, looking for the opportunity. Sally is taking a lot of damage. Luki is
into
in
the
a very
aerial
dangerous situation, but gets him into the aerial. The second aerial
That
most
is
likely
good.
will come through. Will that be enough damage to come through? Nothing really coming from that though. Vishalov in a very safe situation. He still has all of his escapes. So much more health than Luki to work with.
No.
And this might be the end of it. And 2 points does go over to Madness. And they are now even going on to game 4.
That was a very close game going back and forth. Like from early to mid game, Madness definitely had the advantage. And then like mid to a little bit late game, Bad Intentions came back, knocking out 2 of the Russian players. And at the end, Russia made it even and ended up winning.
I mean, Vishalov, he did everything solid from the very beginning of the match. He kept even with Tenna in the very first moments of the game, and tagged back Gao, and came back in to face up against Tenna once again, and still did pretty well considering his options there, and came out in the very end to literally finish off the game in a 1v1 scenario. So Vishalov, I really saw Vishalov is the guy that you really want to count on from the side of Madness, and he has done very well so far and got his team now to game 4.
Yeah, and regardless of who wins, like I always say, I am so happy to see this, other regions going back and forth, showing us, providing us with such exciting matches.
It's true.
Yeah, it's not one-sided, and that is all I ask.
And this is exactly what you're getting, ending, because we didn't expect this to be so even. We thought the first 2 games was an indication that Bad Intention has a little bit of a power level over these guys from Madness, but definitely did not show that way in game 3, where Vishalov and all the rest of his teammates really pulled off a good exertion of plays to pick out a win. It's the game 4 now, completely even at 2v2, so anybody can take this now.
So basically, this Warlock did a 2v1, and they
Literally.
both had at least over 70% health. So he took out 2 players by himself who had 70 to 80% health and able to clinch the win.
Good job by Vishalov to make that thing done. Something that really was needed on the side of Madness. Now they are going to this final set, the last single. We will see who gets that last strike, who thought was the most consistent player out of these both sides will probably be the selection that the teams really choose. Vishalov did really, really well. I just really like to see him again to finish us off and hope for Bad Intentions to do the same. But it's actually going to be Ryuki instead of Tenna, and not really giving us the Warlock mirror match that we've been hoping for. But we saw Vishalov, the best man out basically for the side of Madness, will be out for game 4 and be up against Ryuki on the side of Bad Intention, bringing on the Assassin.
Yeah, well, if you remember, this is a revenge match from match 1. It was Ryuki versus this Warlock, and Ryuki actually took the victory. And he had to face, did I do it face, remember? Yeah, when he almost died, but that Straw Doll procced, and he was able to get into stealth to escape, even though he didn't have any escapes. So we'll see this time around if that Straw Doll luck will come back to, save him.
It was definitely close in game 1 between these 2 sides, but they're going to go up in it once again in game 4 to decide everything for Madness and Bad Intentions, heading right your way in game 4. Let's get on. And it will be the last match between Madness and Bad Intentions. Let's off, Vishalov has been very, very consistent. Even in his loss in game 1, he was very, very close getting the win against Ryuki. Not get it done in the last split second, but Ryuki's back out again to put out the double beating that he brought in game 1. Back out again, hopefully get another win in game 4. It will bring Bad Intentions to a win in the series. Exactly what they're looking for.
Yep, they did trade 1 escape each. Oh no, Ryuki's out of both escapes now. This Warlock is gonna get him in chains and do some damage. There you go, Vishalov Thorson to get his escape back.
He's in an advantage right now. There's no way
Another
for
blade
the
into the
Assassin
aerial.
to
Oh
get him
no!
back up. So this might be the trouble starting from Bad Intentions. Ryuki knows his situation. Another aerial! It might be happening, but it doesn't happen that time around. So Assassin, Ryuki, barely escapes out of that situation, but has to be careful. So much poke damage, and that will be it! Madness takes the victory. They do take the victory over Bad Intentions. And now Bad Intentions will be in the loser's bracket in the next match. So this gotta be such a tilter after winning games 1 and 2. Madness really makes it pay off by winning game 3 and also the following game. But this guy, Pilasov Mishalek, has been doing work for his team, literally single-handedly carrying his team to a series victory 3-2.
Yeah, he picked up his stuff after losing that first set, and he's like, all right, I'll show you the true Warlock plays. And in that tag match, starting with that 2v1, leading into the 4th set, you know, beating Rookie on the Assassin, very clean win.
And as you mentioned, Ending, you talked about Vishalip using the tab escape along with Rookie's tab escape, but a Lotus of Escape was being used by Rookie, which landed it out and got him a win. Madness does advance to the next round with Bad Intentions, heading into the loser's bracket, which will face off. After the break, we'll come and have a short break. Once again, guys, we'll be back with we're gonna be back with the second match of the Group D. We'll be heading right underway after this break, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You left me with no choice, my back's against the wall, trapped in the corner like some kind of animal. I won't be beaten, broken, left here in
전 세계 최정상 선수들의 우열을 가리기 힘든 공방전 블레이드 앤 소울 토너먼트 2017 월드 챔피언십 결승까지 쉴 틈 없이 진행되는 각 나라 대표 선수들의 자존심 대결. 왕좌에 오르기 위한 멈출 수 없는 추격이 시작된다. 블레이드 앤 소울 토너먼트 2017 월드 챔피언십.
본격 입으로 배우는 물소 오성규 이재성 이뿔소 마치 티 나죠? 그렇죠. 자, 3화로 다시 돌아왔습니다. 반갑습니다.
오.
대표 선수 이제 한 분을 모셨습니다.
그렇죠. 여러 링검사
네.
선수가 있지만
그렇죠.
이 선수는 갈아타긴 했지만
네네네네. 링검사의 희망, 링검사의 최강, 링검사이자 권혁우인 그 남자 권혁우 모셔보겠습니다. 예. 자, 반갑습니다. 자, 일단 본인
반갑습니다.
소개 간단하게 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 2015년 그 시즌 2에서 링검사로 우승을 한 권혁우라고 합니다.
아, 반갑습니다. 자, 오늘 여러 가지 링검사에 대해서 좀 알려주실 텐데
그
링검사.
우연배기를 통해서 이제 공중 콤보 후에
음.
번개배기 이제 발도 내연성
오케이,
콤보를
좋아요.
먼저 보여드리도록
오케이.
할게요.
사실 되게 쉬운 거죠, 이거는. 올려주고 후 올린 다음에 짝. 타이.
보여드릴게요.
네.
방금도
이게
보여준 거예요.
말로 안 하겠습니다.
아니,
아니요,
방금
말은 하셔도 되고요.
말은 해야 되고.
말은 해. 이제를 하지 말고 말은 해야 돼요.
여기 나와서 말을 안 하면 어떡합니까?
큰일 납니다.
아 이거 다시 빨리 보여드릴게요.
네, 다시
알겠습니다.
빨리 부탁드릴게요.
아 뭐야?
잠깐. 보여주시죠.
들어가볼까요? 탁 툭 올려주고
정확하게
떨어지면?
번개배기를 딱 쳐주고 내겨.
뒤에는 뭐 클립만 하면 되는 거니까요.
자, 이게
아 이게 아니에요. 이게 또 포인트가 있죠.
아, 이것도 따닥따닥이 있습니까?
아 이건 따닥따닥이 아니고
네.
이제 다들 이제 따닥따닥이라고들 하시는데
저도 그런 느낌이에요. 제가 할
이제
때도.
여기서 포인트는
네.
이제 F는 계속 누르고 있는 거예요. 그러면은
누르고 있는다고요?
발도 내연성이 알아서 나갑니다.
그렇죠. 이게 어떻게 보면 굉장히 꿀팁인데
선입력 같은 느낌으로.
그렇죠.
오.
다른 캐릭터와 다르게 이제 링검사 같은 경우에 모션 캔슬을 F를 누르고 있어도
네.
발도만 정확한 타이밍에 톡 쳐주면 내연섬은 알아서 자동으로 나갑니다. 그러니까 횟수만 정확히 알고 모션을 보면서 발도만 쳐주면 되는 거죠.
나는 이렇게 있는데.
그렇죠. 그렇게 하면 근데 좀 약간 삑사리가 나갈 수 있는 그런 여지가 많은데 F를 누르고 있는 상태에서 발도만 마우스로 좌클릭을 한 번씩 눌러주면 굉장히 부드럽게 애니메이션이 이제 나간다는 점. 꿀팁이죠, 이거 어떻게 보면.
솔직히 전 처음 알았습니다. 솔직히. 자, 오사균
그래서
권혁우
이빨 세였습니다. 안녕히 계십시오.
Welcome back, everyone, to 2017 Blade and Soul World Championship. We're at almost the last match with Group D, showing us the last two teams to see who's going to advance to the next round and who's going to go against Bad Intentions. down in the losers bracket, but we will have Baba from China going up against the almighty GC Busan Blue. And that will close out today's first sightings of these teams from Worlds 2017 Day 1.
Can you say the Chinese team name again?
Bab Bab.
All right. I just
Bab
wanted
Bab.
to hear that again. I just wanted to hear that again.
It's spelled B-A-B, B-A-B,
Yep.
as we see on the screen, and that is how you pronounce it. Unless you guys can give me other translations or other pronunciations. Pronunciations to how to pronounce the name.
Yeah.
The team from China, though, definitely they're really looking to be a driving force in this World 2017, but they have possibly the worst possible matchup against one of the best teams I know in Blade and Soul, which is GC Busan Blue. That will be their first match they go up against in World 2017, so they got a tough matchup to go with.
Yeah, definitely, and I can't disagree with you on this. Usually I love disagreeing with you, Joe, but this time around, yes, the Chinese team, the Chinese players are pretty experienced, regarding other regions, but Korea's GC Busan Blue, you can't ignore the fact that they are the Season 1 and Season 2 back-to-back winners and the second place of Korea Finals. And they've only lost to GC Busan Red, their sister team, which they practice together all the time. So, it's always up in the air of which, either Blue's going to win or Red's going to win. So that's just what happened. But that's how strong GC Busan Blue is. And they have to go up against Bap Bap.
There's really a Bap Bap, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you say that again?
No. Let's go.
Okay, but GC Busan Blue, there's nothing else to say for these guys. I mean, any description we put to these guys, it's kind of a wasted moment because everyone who have been following the Korean Blade and Soul scene knows exactly how good they are. And only recently to GC Busan Red, they have been faltering to only a just minimum extent. Other than that, they have been dominating the Korean Blade and Soul scene for the entirety of 2017. And they really work just as hard to really continue on their dominance, hopefully in the World Championship. But there's going to be their first opponent in this tournament will be Bap Bap from China. And there will be some questions that we have to ask to Blade and Soul. Along with Ending Life, we have to ask him, can you stop laughing every time I say Bap Bap, please? It is a struggle for me to pronounce that name every time since I'm the play-by-play. I have to say these names a lot more than you do.
Bap Bap.
Thank you for saying that. Making me feel a little bit better. But
right now on screen we have
Bab Bab, and we have Feng Shi, along with Zhu Xiaoshen and Zhao Ziwan to bring us up into the side of China. There you see so many classes registered for some of these players. Only Zhu Xiaoshen has the assassin kind of being the main of that, but the other two players, Zhao Ziwan and also Feng Shi, also has 8 to 7 classes registered for them. So expect a little bit of flexibility from these guys. You can expect anything you did.
Yeah, and exactly what you said. And I just want to mention that Zhu Xiaotan, the assassin, is a very experienced player that participated in last year's and the previous year's Worlds, and he is a very formidable assassin. So even though he only has that one class registered, better watch out.
Zhu Xiaoshen is a guy to be watching out for because remembers this guy from far back, and if with any decent memory that I am aware of, if he can remember the player's capability, he must be a very good player. So Zhu Xiaoshen, better watch out for that guy. But an introduction for another assassin who's the top class currently. For all the Korean assassins out there, it is Dae Choi you see on the screen here. He is the top assassin and very much acknowledged by every player in the Korean Blade and Soul scene. He is a superstar for the side of GC Busan Blue. But other than that, Yoon Tae-son and Yoon Tae-jung also have been stepping up their game. It's not only the support for Dae Choi, but now they're kind of making the name for themselves as well as very superstardom kind of players that they really want to be dominating forces in every aspect of the game. And these two players also to be watched out for along with Dae Choi.
Yeah, and I also want to mention, and give props to Yoon Jae-jung, who is a summoner main originally, but now has been playing the Warlock ever since 2017, and he has been improved. And we can see his improvement playing the Warlock. And right now, for the first matchup, we have Feng Shi on the Assassin versus Yoon Tae-son's Blade Dancer.
Feng Shi. On the Assassin is something that we want to see. You see the Assassin being procced by every single member of this side of that Bab. So anybody can play this class, but it's going to be against Yoon Tae-son on the Blade Dancer. So good to see GC Busan Blue back after 2 months of break approximately that we haven't seen these guys. This is a very familiar face we see on the screen. We know how dominating they were. I want to see how they're going to bring that dominance onto this Chinese team of Bab and see how they're going to really make their plays speak for themselves. But we are going to game one to see whether Bab or GC Busan Blue will take the first point in this best of 4 series. We have to find out who's going to take the first win. Get it on. Here we go for the first match. Feng Shi on the Assassin along with Yoon Tae-son.
Yep.
Very familiar face on the Blade Dancer.
Yeah, and the loser of this whole game or this whole match will be going up against Bad Intentions.
Oh
so
my goodness.
whichever team it may be, they're gonna have a hard time. Bad Intentions gonna have a hard time, and they are going at it very slowly.
Back to my RPG reference about the final boss appearing too early. Will be the same situation for Bad Intention once again. Actually, Feng Shi getting a good early damage onto Yoon Tae-son, getting me into the air with the bombard, and onto the landing now. The flower down in case of escape. Another bombard connecting after that stun. Feng Shi really doing very well. Oh, another body swap onto the stun.
That looks
Another
good.
bombard. Yoon
Tae-son
Tae-son
is basically done.
He has no answer
chase.
for all of this. There's so many damage coming in, but he has no escape to escape from any of these.
The back roll chase, if he procced that landmine, it would have worked, but
Wow. The song, we didn't expect this type of struggle against
Body
any
swap.
side. But another body swap into
CC.
the CC.
Bombard
To
coming
the stun
up.
with the bombard. Another strike. Could do
oh
it.
my, he's
The
gonna finish it with the
wire.
high wire.
What a stylish finish from
Wow.
Feng Shi.
He looks very happy.
He dominated Yoon Tae-son. I mean, that's a sentence that I really didn't find myself saying in the entirety of 2017. Yoon Tae-son, he looks very surprised. That's not the typical expression that you see Yoon Tae-son making, but he seems very, very surprised, just as we are. But the strength of Bab is really under the shackles now, really under the veil of trying to reveal themselves one by one. But Feng Shi on the Assassin, very, very well composed and beating on the Blade Dancer. Not a typical opponent that you'd like to beat with the Assassin, but very easily done from time to time. Stun after stun, after no escape. Tae-son tried his best to escape from all of this, but really nothing to do when you're that little of a health late in the game.
And he died. And, you know, I just want to say, yeah, we've seen, you know, the Korean teams, the Korean players play throughout Season 1, 2, and Korea Final, so we know how they play. But, you know, the Chinese team and any other experienced regions that came to World Champions, we haven't seen too much of them other than the regional preliminaries or group stages per se. And, you know, we don't know how well they'll play against other regions until we actually finally get to see them today. And this is the outcome of, you know, Bab, a Chinese team, getting their first point against GC Busan Blue.
And Zalsu Yan is going to be bringing out the Summoner. That is his choice, but it is up against Daeun Choi on the Assassin. He's trying to be the savior, trying to retaliate all the struggles that Yoon Tae-son has shown in Game 1, trying to take a revenge against his opponents in Game 2 now, but he's up against the Summoner, and that is a little bit of an unusual pick. When you're a Korean player going up against your opponent, you don't see the Summoner in many occasions, so Daeun Choi has to be on the uphill battle, trying to get a win over this unusual pick that he doesn't typically is used to seeing. So Choi, a big work cut out for this guy.
Yeah, we'll see how Daeun Choi plays up against the Summoner, and the music has changed, and it is telling us that we are ready for our second set. Let's get it on.
Now the ending, the more games that GC Busan Blue loses from here on, everything that I said about GC Busan Blue goes out the table because we just expected them to be almost dominating every team they would face in the World 2017, but that doesn't seem to be the case because Game 1 showed that Fab was very well prepared in the matchup against GC Busan Blue. As I say that, Choi puts out the initial strike.
Yeah.
To
And
Z1.
the summoner is out of his escape, which means one more bad CC, or not bad CC, good CC from Daeyoung Choi might finish this round.
Ziyan has to be a little bit careful, not be overly aggressive without that escape available. Daeyoung Choi, knowing his situation, going to go that initial strike. There's the stun.
Double knockdown.
The bombard is going to be happening. 2 stacks of that. Will put in a lot of damage,
Oh,
but
no.
Ziyan
Oh, no.
already knows what's happening.
The leaf
and
is
the
not
stealth
down.
has already been procced. Got 1 second in advantage over that, so now doesn't have that stealth available, so the tab escape. Without that, both players now need to be careful on very similar HP bars.
There is the leaf, and like you said, Daeyoung Choi is out of stealth. Same goes for the summoner. No escape, and 1 bad CC, and now the leaf is used.
Yeah. Has to be extra careful now. Now we know Daeyoung Choi likes to go aggressive in this situation even without the escapes, but I think this personally, he has to be a lot more careful than he usually likes to do in the Korean scene.
Yeah, 5 more seconds until he gets his stealth back. He is slowly making his move. Same goes for the summoner. 2 more seconds until they both get their escapes. There we go.
Both players now get their tab escapes back with the Lotus escape. Coming back from Daeyoung Choi in a matter of seconds now.
Yeah, and you know, Daeyoung Choi knows that if this goes down to the TKO, he will get the win for sure.
Yeah, with all the healing.
Yeah, the summoner has crazy super heals, so you know, even though the health bar looks very full for the summoner, he has to knock out or kill KO Daeyoung Choi if he wants to win.
Definitely, and Daeyoung Choi, after realizing the situation, he's kind of going passively, just running away from all the pokes the summoner's trying to throw out, even escaping from the cat with that stealth as well. But Ziyan has to be, like you said, overly aggressive to knock off Daeyoung Choi with all the damage, but putting out damage is Daeyoung Choi onto Ziyan. Put that bombard, trying to put in some consistent damage. Now it's going to be tab escape gone for Ziyan. Now Daeyoung Choi can either go in aggressively, but he has very little HP to work with. The stun does come up, bombard comes in, and then without all that healing, it seems like Daeyoung Choi might be ahead on the damage shot, and that is definitely so much more damage than Ziyan threw out initially without that heal. Oh, Daeyoung Choi going aggressive. He doesn't want the TKO. He wants the knockout right here, and there he goes. A victory for Daeyoung Choi and the side of GC Busan Blue gets 1 point back.
I just got the goosebumps. At
Wow.
that. And oh, well played.
Such finesse from Daeyoung Choi.
But I want to say they both played very well. Even the summoner, he knew exactly what to do. If it was any other assassin, he might have had the victory. But unfortunately, it was Daeyoung Choi from GC Busan Blue.
But right now, you saw that the TKO definitely would have gone to the favor of Daeyoung Choi because of all the healing that the summoner did. Just being even at least a little bit close in the HP bars already secured Daeyoung Choi's win, but Daeyoung Choi, the man that he is, doesn't want to go for TKO. He wants to go for the knockout and assassinate, just as his class indicates. Did exactly that in the last few seconds. It's good enough for the win.
Like, even up to the mid-late game, Summoner knew exactly what to do. He was healing up, keeping his distance, throwing those super sunflowers, and trying to knock him off. But at the end, when Daeyoung Choi got his stealth back, he played aggressive, and he knew he was safe to go in with that escape available.
Daeyoung Choi makes his redemption count onto Yoon Tae-son, who was knocked out in Game 1. Gets the Game 2 victory right there. And it's 1-1, even now going on to Game 3, which will decide it all. It's currently even, and that 1 tag point win, it's going to be 2 points. It's going to be giving us 3 points to either side, which will be good enough to get the win in the series. So, Bam, along with GC Busan Blue, they have to be careful and they have to be cautious, but at the same time, they have to be good enough and willing enough to get this tag win right here, which will get them into the next round.
Yeah, we will now finally see what composition Babab will bring out, and it is Assassin, Warlock, and Summoner. This is a very unique composition. And you know, on GC Busan Blue side, very solid. We're used to seeing this.
Oh yes, very Korean composition, definitely, with the Assassin, Destroyer, and the Warlock. But like I say, Babab did a very unique composition with the Assassin and the Warlock and the Summoner. we usually like to see that Summoner be something of an else and something a little more stability to the team, but want to go for the all-out damage in case of the Warlock knockup into the Summoner, interfere with double potential damage with a burst.
They might make it a 4v1 with the Familiar out for both the Summoner and the Warlock. So a 4-man attacking one guy in the air is definitely gonna, delete the character in the air.
That's a little boom right there, just the way you explain it. So much damage potential with the Warlock and the Summoner right there, but even the Assassin is going to be bringing constant damage. So this Bad team is not falling back any matter of the second. They're just going forward with all those attacking prowess. Kind of looked at here, but Itasan didn't work out with the Assassin that he brought out earlier, so he's going to go with the Destroyer to help out his teammate, bring a little more stability to the composition. Right now it's going to be the first match, tag match that GC Busan Blue will be facing in the World 2017. Whether they're going to win against Bad will be a question, because after game 1, it just doesn't seem like anymore that GC Busan Blue will dominate every team they will face. It'll be a very questionable thing that they'll have to find answers to one step at a time.
Yeah, and this is the last set for this these two teams, and the loser of this team will be going up against Bad Intentions right after this match. So whichever team is the loser, the Bad Intentions is going to definitely not have an easy time.
Final boss at level 2. Feels bad, man, but it's gonna, whoever it is, it will be decided in this game, in this tag match, game 3, deciding whether who will be the winner between Bad and GC Busan Blue will be decided right here. Tag match number 3. Stay on. There you go. Feng Shi brings out the first initiative for the side of Bad. Dale Choi on the Assassin. It'll be a mirror match with the further side of GC Busan Blue. They are 1-1 even on the scoreline, so one win. This tag match will get them enough points to earn their team a victory into the next round.
Ooh, Dale Choi and She are both out of stealth. They are trading off like pros.
Feng Shi doing very well in the early parts of the game, forcing out the escape from Dan Choi while having to use his as well, but all in all, going even with Dan Choi is an accomplishment in itself. But
alright, there we go.
First defensive interference coming from Yuntason on the Destroyer. Really nothing to do there other than to save Dan Choi from that damage.
Dan Choi trying to get close. He does have the flower down.
Now he forces the defensive interfere out of Zhao Shen.
Alright, the time distortion does give the Assassin his escape back, which was actually 2 more seconds left anyways.
All in all, see for the Summoner, this is what they were looking for with that damage potential, with that interfere. It's a little bit of damage onto Dan Choi, approximately 40% to be exact.
Yep. As long as Feng Shi is able to stealth and just buy time and wait for that opportunity for the Summoner and the Warlock to interfere in, this is doable right now.
Dan Choi really not making anything happen for the time being. Yujong does come in for the Warlock for the first appearance that he made in this World 2017. Comes in for that interfere. Tries to go for an offensive interfere, but nothing coming through as right now.
Yep, 7 more seconds until that force tag happens for both of them.
Well, Feng Shi going for the damage now. That's a very dangerous situation for Dan Choi. Keeps his distance. The damage will come through.
Alright.
Force tag on both sides. No chase obviously coming from any of the sides, but now Yutason on the Destroyer. I gotta throw him up into the air.
Alright.
There's that full Summoner and the Cat away from each other. Yutason really looking at his personal redemption from game 1.
Yeah, Yutason try to make his move, but it is not good if the Summoner is gonna keep distance and keep poking you.
Iron Plating negates some of the damage for now, but Ziyuan!
Wow!
So much damage onto the Destroyer. Maybe Yutason, if he doesn't find the answer anytime soon, he might have to tag out for a better option to go up against the Summoner.
Yeah, and the time distortion coming in, allowing him for more comfort. Yutason took a lot of damage right now. There we go, finally makes his move.
His chance now to go a little bit aggressively. There we go.
Dale Choi comes back in. Double Ice Mine, alright, good.
Very, very nice. Coming from Dan Choi, masterful with that Ice Mine. But he continues always. It's gonna be another question.
Bar double shadow slash.
Yeah, Walmart into the air actually into the shadow slash was a unique combination.
Yeah. All right, taking it slow. Daeyoung Choi is actually out of stealth right now, so he is gonna put down the flower and play it passively.
But Daeyoung Choi is getting harassed once again. All over the field.
Tags out. Yoon Jae-jung comes out now with the Warlock.
Yoon Jae-jung, we haven't seen a side of him throughout all 2 singles. Comes out for his first appearance in World 2017. Out onto the field. He's going to be going up against the Summoner. He's a Summoner main, by the way, so he knows exactly how to play against this guy. But Feng Shi is back out on the field on the Assassin.
Good defensive interfere by, both sides. Daeyoung Choi came in fogged and, stealthed Yoon Jae-jung to make a move. However, the defensive interfere coming in from Babab paused that interfere and made him waste 1 interfere each, and it was a good trade.
You definitely see that Babab has definitely a resource advantage currently with the tag point being 1 more up compared to UC Busan Blue, but UC Busan Blue has much more interfere points Babab does on their side, so have to trade of resources is maybe what the teams need to do to get things done, but Choi comes out to interfere as we speak. Into the air, the Warlock kind of putting some damage now. Feng Shi taking a little bit of damage, but the damage chart really does end there.
Oh, Yoon Jae-jung actually takes some damage right now from that interfere from the Summoner.
Yeah.
All right, well, they both have their interfere, so let's see who will make that first move to go aggressive.
Gonna go for the landmine, tries to knock him down. Coming from it, Yoon Jae-jung, most of the time distortion.
20 more seconds until Yoon Jae-jung is force tagged out.
Feng Shi has about 30 seconds, and he has to stay out of the field if he wants to get that free tag on. Oh, but Yoon Jae-jung going for it.
All right, forcing that Lotus of Escape to be used.
Very evenly matched towards both sides, really. You can see those both players on both sides really trying to measure each other to see what their best move is against their opponents.
The landmine won't connect, and stealth is used by Daeyoung Choi. Same goes for Shi. And he is force tagged out. No chase is happening.
Maybe Daeyoung Choi's chance to tag out as well if he chooses to, but moderate amount of health.
Yeah.
Stealth being out, but he's going up against the Warlock. He's going to take some damage now, which might be a signal for him to tag out anytime soon. Yutasan does come in on the Destroyer with that defensive interfere.
Yeah, good iron plating.
Trying to negate most of that damage, which he does with the iron plating. Daeyoung Choi goes in aggressively. He's not about backing up.
All right.
Gonna go forward any time of the day.
He forced that tab escape from the Warlock, forcing him to tag out into the Summoner.
So already, suddenly, it's now resource ahead in terms of UC Busan Blue. After Daeyoung Choi uses that tag, it is completely even. Yoon Jae-jung has both escapes up.
All right, now Yoon Jae-jung as a Warlock definitely has to do some damage output right now.
That's again doing pretty well in the Summoner, dealing out the damage when he gets the opportunity, but Yoon Jae-jung, knowing the Summoner all too well, he has to find a little bit of a counterattack. He's going for the cat initially, not going for the Summoner right away.
All right, the cat knocking down Yoon Jae-jung forces him to use his second wind.
Yep.
Yeah, he is a Summoner player, so he should know what to do against the Summoner. But this Summoner knows what to do against this Warlock.
Definitely. And Ziyan has been doing some homework to prepare against Yoon Jae-jung. He knows that Yoon Jae-jung is a Summoner main, and No will be very knowledgeable in terms of the trade. But Yoon Jae-jung, will he be able to tag out in time?
Yes.
He does.
Wow.
Very
close.
good, yeah. Daeyoung Choi comes back on the field. Yoon Jae-jung is safe for now, and that's very important because the Warlock can have so much utility and some stability to your team as well. Going to the later parts of the game. We are going to the later parts of the game as we speak. The 3-minute mark will hit, giving all the interfere points back over to every 6 players.
Yeah, and this match is very close. I haven't seen any team go up against GC Busan Blue and have such an evenly matched match. Or actually, rather, just looking at the health
but Ziyan taking a lot of damage from Yoon Jae-jung. Will that be enough damage? Just barely.
Almost.
Sure, comes in for the interfere and interrupts a little bit of that damage. Now Zhao Shen comes in right in, but is chased as soon as he comes in. Now Daeyoung Choi coming for the interfere. So much damage coming from the side of GC Busan Blue.
Ooh, that was very close. Zhao Tian on the Warlock finally comes out, and he just takes tons of damage.
Definitely, and Daeyoung Choi doing a very good job of making that interfere count. Along with his teammate trying to put in that damage. Now Ninja comes in, time distortion to give. We have that cooldown back.
Yep. There we go. Comes back, goes in. Now, both sides don't have any interference except for the two players that are on the field. So when they go in, until they go in, there will be no help.
Seems like David Choi kind of found his scale and finished with the warm-up. Going a little bit more aggressively now than he did in the early parts of the game.
Yep. And now he's used his stealth. He has to be careful because the Bab does have that one guy with the interfere left.
Dan Choi is going to distance himself for that force tag, a free one. Too much of a distance for Feng Shi to go for the chase. Now Yunta Son, we haven't seen too much of him so far in this tag match, but he will be back out onto that destroyer against Feng Shi.
Yeah, 1 minute and 20 seconds left until the match is
Oh,
over.
last tag point being used by Feng Shi to bring Zuya now. There's no way where he's going to just tag on as soon as he is tagged in. And trying to stay around a little bit longer, but Yunta Son making his job difficult to do that. That is the last tag point being used by the side of Bab Bab, and now Zhao Shan back out on the Warlock.
Yeah, Zhu Zhao Qian has to stay out now. No more tag points. His teammates do have interfere points to help for defensive or offensive points, but he cannot tag out until a minute and 25 seconds.
There Choi trying to go for that little clever leech onto that Warlock, coming for the interfere, but doesn't get too much done.
All right, 40 more seconds. Both sides right now, the two Warlocks have to stay out, except for Yun Jejung. He does have a tag point, but you know, we will see how he manages to use that last tag point.
Now Shan, he's the one in a little bit of trouble. 1 minute. It doesn't matter because the game time is running down to 20 seconds now. I mean, with the summoner, with so much healing that it can do, it's very unpredictable as to what the damage chart will actually look like in the end.
All right, there we go. Trying to do as much damage, but the iron plating saves GC
Very
Busan Blue from
good
taking any
at
more damage.
saving time. Very good of them now.
6 seconds.
Remember, the winner of this match does advance to the next round. The loser of this will go to the loser bracket. But that's going to be Zhao Shan, knocked out in the very last second. And that might be enough damage to clinch a victory for GC Busan Blue.
Yeah, and Babab, like you said, had the summoner healing up like crazy, and at the end taking that much more damage.
And that last bit of damage was only a 60,000 difference. So it was that last bit of damage. And without that, they might have lost to Bab in terms of damage shot. But it was a good series of last counter strike in the last second or so to finish him off. And so much damage dealing into the Bab's heart. Which knocks them down into the loser's bracket with GC Busan Blue. Not the easiest win, of course, in the series, but does advance to the next round.
Yeah, and I can see on GC Busan Blue's face that, you know, they are pretty shocked that, you know, China was able to fight back at them with this much force and gave them such a hard time. And now, by Bab being the loser of this match, they will be going up against Bad Intentions from EU. And that will be the last match for either team.
And now the important thing for GC Busan Blue is that they cannot underestimate any of the teams in Worlds 2017. They know they are the best in Korea, but that does not automatically get you a win in every single series that you face. You don't know what to expect from all of these teams out here today. But they definitely faced a lot of surprise against Bab today, and maybe they learned their lesson. Moving on to the later parts of their matches, they'll stay a little bit more focused, work a little bit harder, get their wins later parts of this Worlds 2017.
Yeah, and Bab being such close competitors against GC Busan Blue, I wonder how well they'll play against Bad Intentions. And you know, to be honest, I don't mind whichever team makes it up, but EU is their first time participating in this tournament, and if they do get knocked out right away on the first day, I would feel really disappointed because I would want to see more teams from Western and NA to make it up.
And not only you and I, there's so many people that would be disappointed if Bad Intentions does get knocked off in day one, but we will find out if that will be the case. After a short break, we will be right back with the last match of day one. We're going to see Bad Intentions face off against Bab to see who's going to advance to the next round and who will be eliminated from the day one of Worlds 2017. So we'll have a short commercial break and we'll be right back. So stay tuned.
전 세계 최정상 선수들의 우열을 가리기 힘든 공방전 블레이드&소울 토너먼트 2017 월드 챔피언십 결승까지 쉴 틈 없이 진행되는 각 나라 대표 선수들의 자존심 대결. 왕좌에 오르기 위한 멈출 수 없는 추격이 시작된다. 블레이드&소울 토너먼트 2017 월드 챔피언십.
본격 입으로 배우는 물소 오성규 이재성 이뿔소. 마치 티 나죠? 그렇죠. 자, 3화로 다시 돌아왔습니다. 반갑습니다. 대표 선수 이제 한 분을 모셨습니다.
그렇죠. 여러 링검사
네.
선수가 있지만
그렇죠.
이 선수는 갈아타긴 했지만
네네네네. 링검사의 희망, 링검사의 최강, 링검사이자 권혁우인 그 남자 권혁우 모셔보겠습니다. 예. 자, 반갑습니다. 자, 일단 본인
반갑습니다.
소개 간단하게 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 2015년 그 시즌 2에서 링검사로 우승을 한 권혁우라고 합니다.
아, 반갑습니다. 자, 오늘 여러 가지 링검사에 대해서 좀 알려주실 텐데
그
링검사.
오연배기를 통해서 이제 공중 콤보 후에 번개배기 이제 발도 내연성 콤보를
좋아요.
먼저 보여드리도록 할게요.
사실 되게 쉬운 거죠, 이거는. 올려주고 훅 올린 다음에 짝. 타이.
보여드릴게요.
네.
방금도 보여준 거예요?
말로 안 하겠습니다.
아니
아니요, 말은 하셔도 되고요.
말은 해야 되고
말은 해. 이제를 하지 말고 말은 해야 돼요.
여기 나와서 말을 안 하면 어떡합니까?
큰일 납니다.
아 이거 다시 빨리 보여드릴게요.
네, 다시
알겠습니다.
빨리 부탁드릴게요.
아 뭐야?
잠깐. 보여주시죠.
볼까요? 탁 훅 올려주고
정확하게
떨어지면?
번개배기를 딱 쳐주고 내격.
뒤에는 뭐 클릭만 하면 되는 거니까요.
자, 이게
아 이게 아니에요. 이게 또 포인트가 있죠.
아, 이것도 따닥따닥이 있습니까?
아 이건 따닥따닥이 아니고
네.
이제 다들 이제 따닥따닥이라고들 하시는데
저도 그런 느낌이에요. 제가 할
이제
때도.
여기서 포인트는
네.
이제 F는 계속 누르고 있는 거예요. 그러면은
누르고 있는다고요?
발도 내연섬이 알아서 나갑니다.
그렇죠. 이게 어떻게 보면 굉장히 꿀팁인데
선임력 같은 느낌으로.
그렇죠. 다른 캐릭터와 다르게 이제 링검사 같은 경우에 모션 캔슬을 F를 누르고 있어도
네.
발도만 정확한 타이밍에 톡톡 쳐주면 내연섬은 알아서 자동으로 나갑니다. 그러니까 횟수만 정확히 알고 모션을 보면서 발도만 쳐주면 되는 거죠.
나는 이렇게 있는데.
그렇죠. 그렇게 하면 근데 좀 약간 삑사리가 나갈 수 있는 그런 여지가 많은데 F를 누르고 있는 상태에서 발도만 마우스로 좌클릭을 한 번씩 눌러주면 굉장히 부드럽게 애니메이션이 이제 나간다는 점. 꿀팁이죠 이거 어떻게 보면.
솔직히 전 처음 알았습니다. 솔직히. 자, 오상균, 이재성, 권혁우, 이빨 세였습니다. 안녕히 계십시오.
전 세계 최정상 선수들의 우열을 가리기 힘든 공방전 블레이드 앤 소울 토너먼트 2017 월드 챔피언십 결승까지 쉴 틈 없이 진행되는 각 나라 대표 선수들의 자존심 대결. 왕좌에 오르기 위한 멈출 수 없는 추격이 시작된다. 블레이드 앤 소울 토너먼트 2017 월드 챔피언십.
Welcome everyone back to World Championship 2017. We are finally at the last segment of day one. Thank you guys once again for sticking with us until the very end. But this might be a match that you don't want to miss.
Yeah.
Very, very important for the Western side to really cheer themselves on because Bad Intentions will be having their last feat against Bad from China, and very tough opponents as we saw them really rivaling GC Busan Blue to almost to an equal level, dragging them all the way down to a tiebreaker in Game 3 with the tag match. But that will be their next opponents for Bad Intentions. Then somehow they have to exert enough power to pull out a win against these guys in order to advance to the next round of World 2017 and stay in this tournament. Unless losing to Bad would result in them being eliminated from the entire World Championships 2017 starting from day one.
Yeah, and if Bad Intentions are is able to beat Babab, that means they may have a chance against GC Busan Blue because Babab put up a fight but ended up losing. But if Bad Intentions ends up beating Babab, that means they do have a chance against GC Busan Blue. However, if they do lose to Babab, that means even if they did go up against GC Busan Blue, they will not have a chance against them anyways. So it's kind of like, you know, whether if Bad Intentions wins, it's a good thing. But if they lose, it's kind of like, all right, even if we won, maybe we won't be able to beat GC Busan Blue anyways.
Wonderful logic there, ending. Thank you very much.
But on screen, we have Babab,
Feng Shi, and Zhao Xiaoshen, Zhao Shiyan. It's going to be your players who have been spectacular in the last series that we just saw them play in against GC Busan Blue. They put up a real fight. Probably one of the toughest fights GC Busan Blue had to overcome. They did overcome them in Game 3 with the tag match. In spite of 1-1, they got that 2 points to get that win. Yeah, but Bab, very, very strong side. Much stronger than what I had personally expected. Because I know that even though China had many experiences in Blade and Soul, they never really rivaled Korea to this extent before, especially one of the top dogs we know from Korea, GC Busan Blue. They were very troubled at many occasions, but here they are. They will be up against the Europeans' #1, Bad Intentions. three players you see here. I'm sure there will be a lot of nerves on these three players because they know the potential of Babab and just kind of saw through the monitors the previous match of what they're capable of against a strong powerhouse like DC Busan Blue. So intentions now going up against really just Babab is they're gonna have to really equip themselves up in the best of format to really get much needed win in the series.
Yes, so for those of you who may have tuned in a little bit late, this is the losers match of Group D. So whoever loses this whole set, or I mean this whole match, either Bad Intentions or Babab is eliminated from 2017 World Championships.
I know that Bad Intentions, as soon as they were qualified as the top seed from Europe, they had high expectations for themselves. A lot of the fans and the viewers had high expectations for this team to really make very far into this tournament and make Europe and the entire Western scene proud, but they're in a very tough situation, very tough cookie if I have to mention that they are in, but Tenna will be the first man out for Bad Intentions, trying to bring out a win against the Summoner, Zhao Zhiwen. It's going to be a very tough opponent nonetheless. We saw Ziyan doing so much damage just throughout the series, even in the singles and all the way to the tag. So much damage that you can put out with the Summoner. He showed that there, and once you do the same against this Warlock of Tenna, but we're going to waste no time in getting on to game number 1 between Babab and Bad Intentions from Europe to see who will pick up that crucial first points in this best of 4. Let's get the match underway. Let's get on. So it will be Zhao Ziyan versus Tenna.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for Tenna because when I see him practice with Cymex, he does not have such an easy time against a Summoner, and right now he is versing a Summoner.
Very good Summoner as well. We saw Zhao Ziyan doing very successfully in every effort against GC Busan Blue. We have to really overemphasize the fact that GC Busan Blue is definitely not a weak team. That can be very easily countered upon, but Babab did that. So did Zhao Ziyan. See here on the screen. They're going up against Tenna here, but
ooh, the Thrall is dead. The timer was left, but the health bar is down by the Summoner, Super Sunflower.
Still Tenna
oh,
going strong. He is much, much weaker without that familiar with him. Thrall giving him a lot of power, but that's how so much damage already being dealt from Ziyan. Tenna.
All right, they're both out of escapes. That is still good, but the Thrall cooldown seems like it's still there.
The cat is still out.
There we go. Time distortion.
Come out. Time distortion does go.
He's in the air.
That's so much damage. Now can Tenna bring this back into action. Ziyan
move.
Still full health, using the.
There we go. The first aerial.
This might be the beginning of a great beginning for Tenna. A lot of damage coming in initially. Just get a few more of those, but it will be a first victory.
Super Sunflower
To Zhao Ziyan, and the Summoner gets the first win with the Babab, and it will be 1-0 advantage over to Babab over Bad Intentions.
Yeah, like I said, very unfortunate for Tenna to meet a Summoner even in the World Champions in Korea, and you know, this Summoner that we just saw is definitely not a bad Summoner. He knows what to do, and he has practiced against a Warlock, probably the same Warlock on his team, who was pretty formidable as well.
And you saw him kill out the Familiar was his first priority as soon as he saw the battle begin. That turned out to be so much of a weaker Warlock, if you say, got that Familiar available, and you saw him so much damage that kept Tenna on his heels.
Yeah. He did survive that one moment, and you know, the Thrall came back, used the time distortion, you know, the Tether Blade landed, and he did do that air combo, but after that, very unfortunate.
And it will be an unfortunate 1-0 defeat so far for Bad Intentions. Now they have to pick it back up. Good singles win right here will bring them all the momentum they need heading into game 3, but they don't want to lose out on this, and not just the fact of the scoreline, but they really have to win this just for the case of carrying on that good momentum and good vibe going on to game 3, but it will be Ryuki going up against Feng Shi. They're both assassins going for this mirror match to see who's the better assassin from China and from Europe. To decide who's going to get the second singular point heading into game 3.
Yep, this even though this does not decide who wins yet, but it's best that Bad Intentions tries to take this away, this momentum away from Babab, so that they can carry their own momentum into the tag match and have a chance against Babab in the third set.
And currently, right now, it would have to say that Babab has so much momentum on their hands.
Yeah.
They know they're stronger than Bad Intentions because they have arrived against GC Busan Blue so fairly.
Yeah.
But against Bad Intentions, it's a completely new opponent. And see, Feng Shi versus Ryuki on the Assassin Mirror match to decide who will get the second singular point in this match. Shoot, let's get on. Here we go. Match 2 between Babab and Bad Intentions. Feng Shi is back out on the Assassin. Ryuki he's done pretty well in the early parts of day 1, but found himself a little bit lacking throughout the tag, and especially in game 4, which he did lose out.
All right,
Getting
good trades
into
going
this
on
trade.
right now. Both of them trading stealths.
I need a stun coming up.
Oh, Rookie,
Ryuki,
a little
but
bit ahead. He does still have his Lotus of Escape available.
Feng Shi was forced to use that Lotus of Escape of his after getting stunned up once again. There's another
There
stun
we go.
to the
He's
air.
making his move. This
Ready.
is it. 15
Counter.
seconds.
That's so much time to go for that 100-0 strike, and he will go for it. The bombard
Here
will
we
come
go.
through.
He's making
And
it.
He's
He's doing
starting
it.
at 7 seconds. Will it be enough time to finish
Yes!
him out? And
It
just
seems
one more
like
strike, and that will be a
good.
point for Bad Intentions, and they are back into even, and that gives
Yes.
all the hope over to Europe to make their one last effort in Game 3.
Very well played, Rookie. He did not miss the opportunity. It seemed like in the beginning he was kind of contemplating which combo should I do it, but in the end he was able to finish him off and take that point away, take that momentum away from Babab, and now they will be a little bit more up and have that adrenaline for that tag match coming up, the last match of this set.
And last day of day 1 as well, because this set will decide it all. To get that who wins the losers match to advance to the next round. Will it be a Babab or Bad Intentions? Will be decided right here in Game 3. But like you said, Andy, confidence is very important for these guys because they are the clear underdogs considered to Babab and Bad Intentions. No matter how good they were in Europe, you see they're facing up against a team that have equaled their skills in terms of GC Busan Blue. So when you're facing such a team, you have to keep your toes and you have to keep your mindset that you have to have the confidence to bring up to the field. But at the same time, you know that you may be a little bit underprivileged in terms of true skill level. So you have to make very much a series of miraculous plays to make this happen. But it is 3v3 to end it all for day 1. This will be the last match of the day before we advance to day 2 starting tomorrow. But will it be Bad Intentions or Babab advancing to the next round? And
This will be the last round.
And whoever that gets knocked off in this particular series will be a surprise either way. Bad Intentions being knocked off in day 1 will be a surprise. And Babab, who has rivaled the skills of GC Busan Blue, if they get knocked off in day 1, that will also be a huge surprise as well.
And like what you just said, both of them having the reason to try to stay in this tournament. They will try their best to play out their hearts and try stay as calm as possible, even though they may be in a pinch at certain moments. And whichever team gets the victory, good luck. Oh, I'm so excited for this last match. I just wish that both of these teams could make it up.
And we're really gonna see the last match of day 1 will be underway to decide whether Babab or Bad Intentions will be advancing to the next round. We will find out with the winner of this tag match coming up. Let's get it on. will be the last match of day one. Thank you again,
Alright.
once again, for sticking with us to the very, very end. And now you are about to watch the last match, 2017 World Championship Blade and Soul. Day one finisher here.
China versus EU. The loser of this match will go home, be knocked out, eliminated from the 2017 World Championships.
It will be Feng Shi on the side of Babab, who did lose out in game 2 to bring us to the situation game 3.
Oh, there we go. Tenna making his
trying to
move.
bring so much damage, 80% damage, and a little more to boot. And will it be enough? And that will be the first man out for her. That's gonna be Babab, 1 man out in the early parts of the game. 1 minute gone.
Oh, Bad Intentions is not ready to go home yet.
They're not ready to go home whatsoever. The second strike from Tenna. Will it be enough to finish him off? And he will get the tag this time around. And the second man will not be knocked out from Babab. But a huge strike coming in from Bad Intention very early on.
Wow, Tenna tags out saying, I've done enough. You guys take care of the rest. I'm gonna rest on the sidelines a little bit. Wow,
I have to catch my breath a little.
Yeah, me too.
I did not expect this from Tenna. We've seen him done this so many times over in Europe, but to bring that same level of play over to the Worlds 2017, it was definitely a tough assignment for him to ask for.
Yeah.
But he literally replicated his European performance over to that first play, along with the offensive interfere brought to you by Bad Intentions. Was the big problem here.
Yeah, and Tenna is mad. You could tell by his plays. He's just going all out.
Oh my goodness! Tenna going for it all once again. Coming for an interfere. Now will it be enough damage from Rookie?
Defensive interfere comes in to try to
Just
save.
saves him, yeah. Zhao Shen is barely saved by his.
He has to tag out. He has no more escapes. But he is unable to
yet with it. Rookie.
There we go. Tags out.
Ziyan, who has been performing very, very well throughout day one. He's going to be out on the field to hopefully save a miraculous play. Now we're saying that about Babab. It's a very surprising predicament that we're trying to say Babab is on the underhand in this match here, but it definitely is. Now Luki is going to be out on the field.
Yeah, maybe he woke up and it's time for him to play. But Feng Shi dying with 2 tags and 3 interfere points. Like I always mention when they die with full resource, this is not good.
And you already see Zhao Shen already out of every tag point that he has available. And Ziyan only has 1 tag point available if he chooses to use it now. Oh, it will be his last one.
Offensive interfere!
But Tenna coming in with a little bit of damage coming from that wall like interfere. But Ali, other known as Luki. Very well! That's the second minute! And that's an instant victory over to Bad Intentions! And they will advance to the next round over Babab! And Babab is officially eliminated from 2017 World Championships!
Wow! What just happened here in this last match? Babab matching GC Busan Blue.
That's what happened.
Lost to Bad Intentions. I'm not saying Bad Intentions is bad, but
everybody knows it was a clear disadvantage towards Bad Intentions, considering the predicament that we had facing up to this game. GC Busan Blue was a heavy favorite to win this entire World 2017 next to GC Busan Red. But when Babab came into the first round and really rivaled GC Busan Blue in every predicament manner, we knew that they were on the top tier of level of the team. So going down to the loser's bracket against Bad Intentions, it was very easy for Bad Intentions to lose all hope just because of the matchup they were facing. But it was all about Tenna super play from the first 40 seconds of the match. And that will knock out Feng Shi with 2 tag points and 3 interfere points available.
And then doing another around 80% damage to the summoner before he tags out and goes for a little bit of rest.
He literally knocked off 1.9 other players in the first minute.
And right now, again, with the interfere doing another 40% damage. Wow, this is just well played. There's no other way to explain it. It's just well played.
You know what I think of this? This is a lot more meaningful for Bad Intentions. If they had just won the first round and advanced to the next round, this is a lot more meaningful because they had to overcome a loss. Now they are much stronger and they had to overcome such a strong opponent to do it. But to do it in this manner after losing the first single, everybody thought they were out of it, but Bad Intention showing all the strength in the world, knowing that they're the top seed from Europe, they're gonna advance to the next round.
Wow, I
didn't expect this.
I got the goosebumps all over my body. And you know, like I said before, oh, here's the results. But anyways, like I said before,
This is
both
not
the
important.
teams, China or Bad Intentions, they are both worth, you know, making it up to the next level.
Definitely.
But either team losing is very unfortunate, whether it be, well, now it is Bad, but you know, if it was Bad Intentions, yeah, it would have been very unfortunate. But you know, Bad Intentions showed us a worthy game, and they are now worthy of making it up.
And now they're in this situation, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
ending right before this game started. Since Bad had rival GC Busan Blue in terms of skills, and if Bad Intentions were able to beat out Bad,
Yep.
they shouldn't be scared of GC Busan Blue now.
No, not at all.
That's the current situation
Exactly
we are in right
what I
now.
said.
Bad Intentions now need to fear no one in this rest of the
Yeah.
2017 World Championship. And they can go in hungry, they can go in brave, just courageously march towards every step of the ladder, and they can find so much success with the confidence that they get today.
Yeah, exactly what you said. And this is the matchup of tomorrow. It will actually be 1100 tomorrow. A little earlier than how when we started today.
Good for
So
the NA
just-
viewers.
Yeah, good for the NA viewers. Just remember the time. Don't tune in at the same time today. It will be 1100 KST.
So use your Google Translator and your
Yeah.
Google Calculator
Yep.
and Google Time Zone Converter to see what the 1100 KST means for your time zone. So stay tuned. Until then, we'll
Yeah.
be back tomorrow with much more action.
Yeah, 4 games of best of 7.
My
and
God.
this is the 5 o'clock one, another. So total of 8
yeah.
games of best of 7. This is when it really starts, you know?
Oh, yeah.
When it's best out of 4, first to 3 points, you can only see at most, you know, three singles and 1 tag.
Yeah.
But now in best out of 7, we will see at least 2 tag matches, unless it is a one-side sweep. And now it's mostly unlikely to happen for, you know, a clean sweep 6-0. Let's hope it doesn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we will be moving on to the best out of 7 starting tomorrow.
We did not expect day 1 to end in this manner, but Bad Intentions make it to the next round in signs of happiness, of announcement of wonderful thing for the Western teams. Every Western team have made it to the next round, so
Yeah.
very good news for those guys. They can keep strong, and all 4 teams should have all the confidence in the world to advance to the further stages.
Yeah, but just to let you guys know, in order to, it's still in the round of 16 or the group stages. So in order for any of the teams to make it into the quarterfinals, they have to either place first in their group or place second. However, not all the second place make it to the quarterfinals.
And 2 of the 4 teams from the second place slots will make it to the quarterfinals, along with the 2 clinch teams from Korea and China. But we will figure out more information starting tomorrow. We'll be back on 1100 Korean Standard Time. So we'll see you right back for day 2 of World Championships 2007. So we'll see you then.